All right. What up, Evan?
What's up?
How's it going,
yes,
brother?
Sir. Yes, sir.
It's been a long
yes, sir.
time.
Been a while.
Yeah, a long time. How you been, man?
Good, man. Busy.
So I hear that you and your friend starting this. What's it called? Highly Unqualified?
Highly unqualified. Well, we're highly unqualified to talk about anything we're going to talk about on
That
that.
sounds a lot like us. Highly Unqualified. Which are not on an actual podcast. I was just doing lines right
Yeah,
now.
for right now. We're trying to get it figured out. He lives in Rogersville. I live in Phil Campbell. We're like an hour and a half away. So live seems to be the best way to go.
It would be the best way to go if it's like that.
But now yours, you had some guests, like when you was doing your other one. I mean, you had some guests that was not the same.
So yeah, we did all ours on Zoom, but it was. I like the live aspect too because you get actual engagement and you can comment on people. I've kind of tuned in on some of y'all's, but
You say that until you're my mom, and she's like, "Say hi back," and I'm just like, the comment says, "Hey, say hi back." I'm just like,
Yeah, you can't keep up with
He
it.
can't keep up. So we decided we'll acknowledge some people, like if they're new there, we'll acknowledge them. Hopefully they'll come back. But if like my mom who tunes in every time, I'm just like,
I'll call you afterwards.
Yeah, I'll call you.
I
Hit
can't
me up.
respond. I'm not
Hit
trying
me
to be
up
a jerk,
afterwards.
but I can't respond right now.
Yeah. No, Paul got
yeah.
on there
Oh,
the
yeah.
other day and was
Oh,
like,
boy.
"Hey, say it back." I'm just like, "Hey, Paul," and I just had to roll on with the conversation, man. Just roll on with the conversation. What have y'all been up to, man? This is new. This is nice.
Yeah, we're new little hobby for us, I guess. So like I did the Foul Pursuit podcast like you was talking about, and I wanted to get into more like having actual conversation in a room because I think it's more.
And not be locked down to one thing.
Yeah.
Be able to talk about whatever comes up. We're just going to talk. Because at the end of the day, if you narrow yourself down, like me and him was talking before we started. We're going to talk about hunting a lot. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's just what we do.
Football seasons,
But
amongst us.
but like we don't want to lock ourselves down to just that.
Right.
We literally talked about Bigfoot the other day.
We got to do a little
dude.
conversation with
We
people.
talk about, of course, right now the big topic's politics. So
Yeah.
we've talked about some politics and fantasy season's coming up. We're big fantasy people.
Oh, boy.
So we'll roll in and
We
talk
gotta
about
get
fantasy.
we got to get our league back up. Like we need to draft like now.
Yeah, they said it was coming up. I think, what is it? Preseason starts next month.
Yeah.
I don't really watch many preseason games in the NFL. I'm most excited about college football with this new coach we got.
Being an
Replacing
Auburn
Nick
fan, I
Saban.
just gave up hope. Moved on to professional sports, boys. They're like, how Auburn going to do? I'm like, I hope they lose until they fix whatever.
I don't really
man.
care what they got going on down there.
Uh,
But no, Coach DeBoer, I'm excited to see what.
How do y'all think though? How do y'all think he's going to do? Like, be honest. I want the real opinion.
So, my honest opinion, if they wouldn't have changed the playoff season or the playoff from 4 to 12 teams, I don't think Alabama would have a chance. But since they do have the top 12 teams in there now, I do think we'll make playoffs. I don't think we're going to win it his first year, but we'll see.
10 wins?
I
At
do.
least 10
Yeah, I
wins?
think 10.
I disagree with
9
Matt.
10.
All
I
right.
still think if it still was a 4-team championship, I still think we would have made it. Because at the end of the day, we didn't lose. We lost the coach. Don't get me wrong, Nick Saban
Nick
is a
Saban's the
legend.
goat, though.
Yeah, I'll admit that.
I
I'm
mean,
an Auburn fan, but it's bad
Nick
when he had to
Saban
jump
is
out.
Nick Saban's a legend. He's always going to be a legend. But you got to look at it this way. They said the same thing about Paul O'Brien. Oh, nobody will ever match him. Nick Saban went past
Coach
what he
is
did.
something.
But what's
you can
the
continue.
So the
odds
thing
of
is-
that happening right
The
after?
thing, no, it's not. It might not happen
'Cause it
with
took-
this coach.
it
But
took
my
us-
thing is the talent's still going to be there.
Well, he was a good
Because
recruiter, you know what I'm
he's-
saying?
I mean, Washington
he was a
was
good
really
recruiter,
good.
but you also got to look at it. He didn't do it all by himself.
No.
He had people in the
But
background.
a lot of his people, you know, smart,
the boys,
Kiffin,
Sarkisian.
Sarkisian.
he's got the capability of doing it. Because this is the way I look at it. All the players are listening to this that everybody's talking. Oh, they're not going to be this. They're not going to be that. They're going to come show out. The people that stayed, Milrow and some of the others, they're going to come to. They're coming with everything they got.
Yep. They
The
got
people
something
that's
to
coming
prove
in
this year.
behind them, like that they've drafted, that they've recruited and everything else, they're there to prove a point too. And Milrow he's still a heck of a leader himself. He's going to get all them guys in a big rally, and they're going to be like, oh, let's show them.
Did you see what he said the other day in like a little interview about the difference between them? I forgot, it was like a little interview for like over Zoom for like Sports Center, and the guy was asking him, can you tell a big difference? He's like, yeah, there's definitely some difference. He's like, for instance, we was practicing the other day, and he's like, I threw a pretty good pass 40-50 yards down the field, the wide receiver scored, and he come out there and was like, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I just threw a pass, we're gonna line up again. He's like, go celebrate, that was an amazing pass. And I'm like, see, there's the difference between the two.
But it's going to have its pros and cons, just like anything else.
Do you wish he would have went with? Do you wish like maybe if a Sarkisian would have wanted it? Do you think is DeBoer? Or do you think DeBoer was the best?
I'm glad they didn't go with a bigger guy, because he would have come in there big headed.
Yeah, of course.
He would come in there with, I can do the same thing Nick Saban did. I don't think DeBoer's coming in there with that mentality. Yeah. I think he's coming in there with the mentality of, I'm going to change it to the way that I run my thing, and it's going to work, and I'm going to make all these people that are haters, that are doubters, I'm going to make them regret it.
Yeah, because if they can win, if they can win a national championship this year, dude.
If they win the national championship, it's going to be.
Everyone else in college football is going to be hanging their head and be like, not this again, like that. Go.
In all honesty, we lost some of our players to other teams. They went. Some of them went to like Ohio State, some of the, and that's all just, to me, that's garbage. Ohio State's never going to be anything. They're all the way they run their stuff over there.
Do you think the NIL's ruined college sports though for Alabama?
It was happening before.
No, they was paying them. They've been paying them.
But now they can openly pay them whatever.
They still paid them a bunch. There's a funny story.
There's no way this happened.
Well, yeah, of course.
I was helping this.
Get paid. I'm like, dude, let me go ahead and
this back when I was like 14, 13 years old. This was been freaking 12, 13 years ago. I was helping this really rich guy. He owned a deer farm, and we was artificially inseminating their deer. Well, he had a guy that he knew that was there, and he had some kind of affiliation with Alabama football. And we got to talking about it. He was like, "Oh yeah." He said, "We pay him." He said, "Everybody pays him." He said,
"Oh yeah."
He said, "A lot of times what we'll do is we'll put money in these hay bales, fly real low over their land, and just push the hay bales out."
That is
wild. They've been paying. They've been paying them.
But now they openly, like, I know y'all seen the stats behind, like, what's the boy Texas man and son Arch?
Yeah,
he made more. He's been gonna make more than Brock Purdy, Super Bowl runner-up. And that's wild.
The only kicker is it's going to be different. Like I think that's a big reason Nick Saban finally left is because once you start getting paid, you get that. Some of them get that mentality of, man, I'm making more than this head coach. I'm going.
What can you do for me? But I feel like for Nick Saban before it was like, if you were someone outside of the SEC that wanted to make it big in the NFL, like, because you got plenty of players going from Georgia, even Auburn, but like if you got recruited by Nick Saban and you're outside of the SEC, like he was about to change your life if you could secure a starting spot on his team.
Oh yeah.
But now sometimes I feel like the people's mentality is like, I'm afraid for Alabama it's going to be like, I don't want to go to, because we're Alabama, you know. But like, why can't they go to Florida, FSU on the coast down there, or Florida? I mean, it's
and getting paid.
But I mean, you got to think of what school's still going to have the money at the end of the day.
Do we have like salary caps for colleges now?
I don't know,
because they were saying Oregon was like, because they're affiliated with Nike, they're like, spend whatever we'll get it.
I don't think the college can actually pay them. The college itself can't pay them. It's sponsors like Hulu, Nike, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if I'm a company, no matter if Nick Saban's there or not, who sells the most merchandise? Who's the name? Who's the big staple on college football?
But that's another thing. Like Alabama had a run for. I mean, hell, we really had a dynasty for years and years. But since the NIL and the transfer portal opened up, you're never going to see that, because we had, like, at one point Alabama had freaking
it was
crazy. They had Bryce Young, they had Tua, and what's that other? He plays for the Patriots now. Mac Jones. We had all three of those.
Yeah.
3 starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now on the same team.
Yeah.
Because they would bring them in, they'd bench you, and you're just going to sit there. You can't go nowhere. That's why, like, it's going to be very hard for any team now.
I think if anything, it's going to make it more interesting.
It will make it.
I'm a diehard Alabama fan. Don't get me wrong.
There's going to be a time,
but I got bored.
Yeah.
I got bored of just sitting there watching them.
It's good to be a fan again. You know what I'm
42
saying?
42 to 7. Like, okay. I cooked all this food and we had all these people over here. We didn't even watch the game. We knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, by halftime it was 24 to nothing. And you're like,
I want to be at halftime. I want to be chomping on my nails and be mad and be like, all right, I need something else to drink because I'm going to lose it before the end of this game.
I do like a close game. Like it's like you're edge of your seat and you're just like, all right, it's 4th down, 4th and 10, 5 seconds left on the clock on the 25-yard line. Like I do like a good game, and I think it will make it very
Auburn,
interesting.
dude. I got tired. Like these people, you know how the Auburn fans are around here. Well, we beat Bama as long as we, dude. I don't care if we lose to Bama. If we can go that, but losing to Bama is the one loss we take for the year, I'll be happy. But when you're losing to New Mexico State or whatever, and almost cutting it with Alabama, dude, something ain't right.
Yeah, y'all aren't coming to play every game.
And everyone's like, "Oh, Freeze is supposed to be that man. Freeze is supposed to be that man." I'm like, "Well, I'm ready to see that man." You know what I'm saying?
It's time for Auburn, though. I mean, it is their time. They haven't had really anything since Newton.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, not nothing that was like, you know, can do it every game.
Yeah. And now they bring up like the kick six all the time. I'm just like, dude.
I seen that on TikTok like 5 minutes before you showed up. I was
like that was great, but
that's it, dude. Like that was years ago. Yeah. Alabama's putting out players in the NFL. They got people making Hall of Fame every year for retired players. We can't even win a game against New Mexico State.
I'm just waiting to see like once about you give it 5 or 10 more years when this transfer portal is like hot and heavy. Like you got freaking East like Coastal Carolina winning the national championship or something like that.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna happen. Like some off the wall team nobody's heard of is gonna win it.
You're gonna have to solidify yourself as a coach. Like Sarkisian's doing really good. He started there. Texas hasn't won a game.
I don't think that like some odd school is gonna win it ever, because like I said earlier, there's the NIL money. They only have so much. That's like saying Wallace State is going to win the national championship.
You telling me UNA can't win a national? Is that what you're telling me right now?
No.
What about UAB Blazers?
Yeah, what about UAB, baby? Can y'all imagine, like, 10 years from now, ain't none of us Alabama Auburn fans, we're all UAB Blazer fans?
We're just all sitting up there.
That's not
brand.
right.
They just built a brand new stadium. They could be on to something.
They don't have the people to back them up.
All the money comes from the medical stuff, guys. Trust me.
They have a bunch of nurses playing football.
Have y'all ever spent time, like, down there? Like, dude, I
try to not go down there.
Yeah, trust me. So we was in there for like 30 days with Everly at Children's. But like in that 30 days, dude, there's so many medical students. Like you didn't know. I mean, there were so many people just
like
walking
the medical
around.
hub.
We was down there for a little while, you know, with the second baby we lost, and it was. We had somebody new in there every like few minutes. It seemed like there was somebody new.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what though, made me feel really like insignificant, because I mean I'm proud of myself. I own a little land, I own a little double wide, got a little wife, you know. But there was this one neurosurgeon, not a fellow, a neurosurgeon that come in there. And finally, before we left, I'm like, "How old are you?" And he said he was 27, and he's one of the ones that operated on my daughter. And I was like, "Holy crap, dude! Like you was getting after it, brother."
Hey, that's crazy.
And of course, he was the type. I seen him in the hallway one time. He was the type to take the steps instead of the elevator. I'm just like, "You're right. We're not on the same field, dude. Like I'm waiting on this elevator. If I gotta wait 5 minutes, and he stood there for 2, and then he looked at his watch, and then there he went towards the step. I'm like, "Can't be me, boys."
He had somewhere to be.
Yeah, he can't be me.
Yeah.
We got a buddy like that. He works at UAB.
Yeah, Dave.
And he's what, 20?
He's 24. 25. I think he just turned 25.
25.
So let's get on the juicy stuff. I want to know, what do y'all think about everything that's going down?
So speaking of the sports,
oh boy,
the biggest thing right now. Have you been following the Olympics? Did you see that? It's all over.
So I come in last Saturday. The opening ceremony was Friday.
Yeah. I didn't watch it on TV.
I didn't either. I was going to, but we're stuck on a bunch of shows. House of Dragons, Too Hot to Handle. My show watching's everywhere, boys. I'm watching Grey's Anatomy. I never watched that.
Dude, you know what's crazy? My wife is doing the same thing.
Dude,
she has watched Grey's Anatomy. Oh, I watch it when she watches it.
Okay.
I've already watched it all the way up to like season 24.
Yeah.
Whatever season, like.
Dude.
And then I come in one day and she's watching. And I'm like, are we really? Are we starting this? Because this is like never ending.
I'm all over the place.
It's like what's that?
It's addicting once you get
It's like Harry Potter. Like they just keep.
Yeah, it's a never ending. Like the beginning is like the mom's the doctor, the daughter's a resident, and then of course the mom dies. And
You
the
see
daughter
some crazy
works her way
stuff.
up. Yeah, you do. I
It's-
feel like I've
it's
got my
got a good
doctor's
story.
degree. I ain't gonna lie, dude.
It's got a good storyline. Like it
Yeah.
keeps you engaged 24/7.
Which is hard for.
And then
like,
Too Hot to Handle. My wife, we've watched
Yeah.
it.
Love Island.
Perfect
Never heard of
Match.
that.
All of
Yeah,
them.
me
I'm
and
like,
Georgiana are like
but-
two little girls in
Okay,
there.
so- yeah, same. But have you tried to watch the ones that like the Brazilian and the?
No.
You can't.
Is it rough,
Like you know, because it's English,
dude?
but their mouths are like moving the total opposite.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
can't
I
understand.
I can't even.
I
There was
can't-
this
I
guy
can't
from
watch
Ireland
that.
that come in, and you couldn't understand a word he said
I
on
was
the
like,
last
no,
one.
I can't do this. I can't focus. Anyways, back to where we were going because Evan mentioned that.
I did. Once I got to work, then two people was telling me what happened, and I didn't know. So of course I threw out judgment instantly. And I'll be honest with you, like it's a event centered around athletes. I don't care what athlete's in there.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got an event in there, that the world considers you an athlete of a
Yeah.
sport. And I feel like, first off, it was way out of the way to celebrate some athletes. Like, we could have done a better job celebrating and introducing some athletes. And then, of course, you know, Daryl, he's a Pentecostal pastor, so he's super on fire. And of course, I get most of my information from him. But then Georgiana was like, well, now calm down. You don't know the whole story. So she gets on her phone, and she's like, oh, yeah, no, they were definitely mocking the Last Supper. I was like, yeah, down with them. No, can't, no good. So, yeah, it was kind of, I don't want to call it like, it was unsettling. We'll call it unsettling to see
seen
on
like
a sports
clip.
event.
I seen like a clip of it, you know, real. I didn't see the whole thing, but I seen the clip, and I'm like, you know, it's kind of crazy. Like
Yeah.
why? And then Matt, I don't know, I didn't see, I haven't seen that part, but he's like, they had a blackout.
Yeah, did you
afterwards.
hear about that?
I didn't hear about the
Paris,
blackout.
after they made fun of, you know,
Sure.
the supper, like they had a blackout that night, and then they was telling me something else about some kind of something, I don't know. But
And it's not just
Yeah,
and it's
I
not
mean-
just people in the South either. One of the biggest people that had the problems with it was the Catholic Church, like the big Catholic Church in Paris. They were like, "Are you kidding
that's
me? Like this was a disgrace." Yeah, there it is.
I mean, that's pretty. I mean, it's
pretty spot on.
Yeah, and I don't know if that person's in yellow is a kid or not, but let me go ahead and tell you. If they was, say, well, why do you got a kid up there, dude?
Yeah.
Like what? I don't know what they were thinking, to be honest with you. It was really weird. It wasn't a bit weird. It was definitely weird and kind of disturbing and kind of unsettling. And the fact that this is where we're going in our nation. And what's even worse than that is I think 10, 15, 20 years ago, you'd had athletes stand up and drop out and not compete. Not a single athlete did that, dude.
No.
And I was like, God, not a single
you would
person
think
did
you would
that.
think somebody would, but it's yeah, it made a stir. I've seen where
It did make a stir.
like a lot of people, like it's especially over here in America.
That's you know, I seen the clip where the guy that was singing was
Digging the
actually
blue?
laying in food.
well,
like it's like so they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
it's
Georgiana
not
said
like
they
a
found
coincidence.
No, she found like an article that was from them saying that, you know, the reason we did it is because Paris is free and you're free to be who you want to be and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
But at the same time, dude, like, I watched Michael Phelps win every single one of his medals. I watched Usain Bolt win every single one of her medals, or his medals. I watched another in
This is-
gymnastics. That was...
this right here is
that horse the way
this
they
is
done.
sketchy. Like
Someone said it was supposed to signify the white horseman in Revelation.
yes,
So,
11 Revelation 6. So it's let me get this ad. I hate freaking
when we
ads.
love ads.
So I don't know if this is the video, but I seen a video too, and this is the guy on the. See how like, pale and green that is, and then you got the angel wings here.
Yeah.
That I mean,
They knew what they were doing. Yeah, it was rehearsed and like.
But-
and NBC did it, dude. Like, what the heck, man? Like, it's just.
But what was really sketchy is so like in Revelation, and I seen this. You know, I'm not the biggest biblical scholar out there, but in Revelations 13:3 it says that there is a nations will follow the beast, and there's a video where So there's two horsemen. There's this one, and there was a white horse. There's a guy on a white horse.
Yeah.
He was coming
an actual
out.
Horse.
An actual
Yeah.
horse. Well, he was coming out. I don't know if I can find it, but he was coming out, and he had wings behind him, and they had every nation, like there was people carrying everybody's flags following behind him, and it was like nations will follow, the beast and all this, and dude, I don't think that's the video.
We grew up in the
in the deep south,
south, in the Bible Belt, and so I know that y'all definitely know some things. It ain't like that we're some people up north that didn't grow, because I do believe now, dude, there's kids now growing up that never stepped foot in a church.
They don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah.
They couldn't tell you what's in there.
And so, we're very blessed to be in the Bible Belt, and I don't know if you grew up around here and you don't believe that things are changing and maybe coming to an end soon. Like, it's wild, dude. I got like goosebumps over here telling about it, man. It's
the world is a crazy place.
100%.
And it's getting to where you can't go anywhere, do anything without seeing the negativity or the other side, I guess you can call it.
Yep.
Like like you said, it'll give you chills. It shakes you to your bones.
Yeah.
It's like, why is the world going that way?
Yep.
But and bring it back to what Zach was saying about so I seen where, like, after they done that, like, it was either that night or the next night they had a blackout in Paris. Well, I got to thinking, so I watched a documentary on Stephen Hawkins a couple nights ago. And everybody knows who Stephen Hawkins is. He's a genius, but he rode around in a wheelchair. Well, in his documentary, it was like a movie about his life. It was an actual movie, actors and all that. But it got me thinking, like, he went to, I think it was Oxford or Harvard. He went to an Ivy League school, of course. And he was in his process of making his theory, proving how the universe got here, and pretty much trying to like in the movie, it was like he was pretty much trying to say God's not real, disproving God. Mm-hmm. Well, in the middle of his, like right when he came out with his theory, that's when his disease, he had some kind of neurological disease. That's when his disease kind of struck very hard.
Yeah.
And he, for the rest of his life, he was in a
yeah.
wheelchair and all this. So I'm like, got me thinking. I was like,
me and Georgina's got a friend that's like, her and her husband don't really believe it all. She grew up in the South in a church setting, and so, she knows she kind of gets it, and she'll always, we just like to check on them and stuff. And I'm just, for people that don't believe it, if you'll spend a fraction of the time that you choose trying to not believe and try to find God, I think it'll change your life.
Oh, yeah,
I think
sure.
it'll change your life, dude. But most people
if you
put so
spend
much
a quarter of the time that you make the excuses of why you don't.
Yeah, of course. Like, that's how it is. And people are like, nah, and I'm just like, yeah, I do.
And the thing, like growing up in the deep South, every now and then you'll find somebody that's doesn't like it. They're atheist or whatever. But I got to thinking, like, when we was kids, nobody, like everybody I knew was Christian or whatever. And as I get older, you start meeting more and more people. Well, I was at this cookout one day. Some people I'm very close to is we was talking, me and my buddy was talking. We was talking about God and all this, and somehow the conversation got to going. He was like, yeah, you'll spend, because we was talking about like something related to God, and then this guy came over. He's a little bit older than us. He was like, yeah, he said, wait till you get in your 30s, 35, 40, and he said you'll be sitting around and be talking about all the reasons that God doesn't exist. So we kind of had a little chit chat, and I never did think nothing of it. After that, I was like, I couldn't believe I didn't know that they was atheists. Like, you would never thought it. They're good people, but like a year later, I see them in church, and I'm just like, well, I don't know. Maybe the conversation we had might have sparked an interest or something,
right.
But it's like, I don't know. I feel as I get older, you meet more and more people. Like, I don't know if it's kind of just the way the world is now, where they're kind of just shunning God away and they're trying to cram all this scientific and all of it. And that's a whole other thing. Like, if you believe in science, do you believe in God? Do you believe in half and half? Like, we kind of got on the topic last week when we was talking about the Earth being flat.
Oh man, flat earthers! I got a friend that's
But
a
see,
true flat
but
earther.
that's the
buddy.
thing, though. Like if you go by what the Bible says, it does say firmament,
Yeah.
and really the only context of that is you got to be a flat earther to believe that, kind of. So there's a lot of. Do you believe that? I mean, I don't know what I believe, but I'm just saying. Do you believe science? Do you believe Bible? Do you kind of go in between and read between the lines?
He was the same way, dude. He'd point out scriptures, but he even went on a thing that was like, dude, there's a reason they don't want you in Antarctica. There was a reason.
He said the same thing.
See, and
Like there's
you can't go there.
people
like,
flying. Yeah, like it doesn't matter how much money you have. It's a no-fly clearance.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe it's because past that point, your plane may not make it. That's my thought behind it. But he was like, dude, I'm telling you, they found like an underground civilization where you can fit a plane better, just fly it straight into the center of the earth. And I'm just like, whew, brother, you give me a headache, man. Like, I don't know how you spend so much time doing this.
I don't think the Earth's flat for one. I do think that there's probably something in Antarctica that they don't want people knowing about.
Oh, yeah.
But,
There's plenty of government stuff going on everywhere they don't want people knowing about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I told him, he was talking about what if it's flat? What if the Earth's flat? I said, Matt, somebody would have seen the edge by now. And he's like, well, not necessarily because you can't get.
The flat earthers theory. They think that Antarctica is just a big giant ice wall. You can't.
The Earth is here.
But you can also go, like cruise ships and stuff go through there, around. There. What's the likelihood of one of them not getting off track a little bit? Oh, just a little. Oh, there's the edge. I got to get back over here, and nobody see it.
There's a reason you got to be able to navigate the sea, is because from Florida to Cuba may look like a straight shot, but I'm sure if you take off from the point of Florida and just drive straight, I bet you're not going to land up where you think you're going, buddy.
No.
Like you're not.
No, that's why when you go deep sea fishing, we think we're going straight out and straight back, but I don't see the same.
Nope.
I don't see the same oil rig that I seen coming out that I did coming back.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Hey man, there's some flat earthers out there, dude, and they really believe. And I'm not. But then the thing is, they're like, and I'm kind of. I ain't gonna lie, guys. I'm on the fence of I don't know if the moon landing was real, big dog. Like I'll just be honest with you. Like all that technology now.
That was back when the CIA was like, there's some sketchy stuff going on everywhere.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, have y'all ever? Oh man, have you ever heard of the Bush? I wouldn't call it a scandal. Prescott Bush and company about that. It's a little. This is not something. If you grew up in a school like I did, just give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes, boys. This was not in our history books. We did not learn this. So Prescott Bush is the grandfather of George H.W. Bush, and then he's the dad of George Bush. So Prescott Bush.
Look it up.
Do it, yeah. Look it up.
What is it, Bush?
I wouldn't call it a scandal. I would type in Prescott Bush and see what comes up. Prescott Bush and then coup. How do you spell coup? I would say COO.
Maybe.
See if you can find it while I tell you about it. So Prescott Bush, him, the Durant family,
Kevin Durant.
Same name, same spelling, but yeah. I'll tell you what all they say. What
is the KKK involved?
I ain't heard nothing about the KKK. Type in, go up and take out and just type in coup.
Prescott coup.
Yeah.
Coleman. Wait a minute.
No, just yeah, Bush. I guess go to Wiki and see what it says.
Wiki's gonna lie.
Man, you gotta read it, dude.
I'm scared.
Hey man, that man scanned quick. So the Prescott Bush, the Durant family, the DuPont family, the Remington family, and maybe like Henry Ford. So FDR was going to raise the taxes to subsidize for people that weren't working, and because they were about to go to war. Well, the Bush and them were already rich. All these families were rich. They didn't like that, so they staged a coup against our president. They got 500,000 people, a majority of them being like World War I veterans, together to do this. They're going to overthrow the government because they didn't like where this was going. And so they got a guy, general by the name of Smedley Butler. It probably start there. Smedley Butler is the guy that brought it all down. Smedley Butler, alleged Nazi. I'm getting there. So Smedley Butler, they recruited this general by Smedley Butler without being told, without being informed anything. They was just like, hey, join our cause. He said, yeah. He figured out who was behind it, took it to the government. They had a hearing, gave up all these names, and then when it was over, they left a bunch of these names out. And he's like, what are you doing? And they're like, well, we just want to make sure, that we get our facts straight before this goes any forward. Well, then I reckon they all got approached by FDR. And they were like, y'all, this is treason. I just want y'all to know that. And I'm not trying y'all for treason because this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to war. We want to go to war. And so Prescott Bush, the Durant family, General Motors, who made a bunch of the machines back then, the DuPont family industrialized gunpowder and manufactured it, the Remington family, and they're like, we're going to make y'all stupid, filthy rich. And that's what they done. For all of World War II, they pretty much produced everything.
Out of their pockets.
Yeah. Ends up that Prescott Bush gave like $1.5 million to Hitler's cause, and what's his name? I should have said it when I had it on my mind. Big name, Rockefeller. The Rockefeller donated $20 million of oil to the Nazi Party to fund their air raids on the Jews. Yeah, and this ain't in our history books.
Right here.
Yeah, it's wild. Did you learn about any of this at school? Me neither.
No.
They were staging a coup against our government, and
The
instead
UBC
our
bought
government
more
was
than $8
like,
million worth of gold.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they were saying that Prescott Bush had many Nazi people in his party. They said George W. Bush had a couple of Nazi people that was running his campaign for him. Like, it's just big insiders. Like, it's just a big scandal that we didn't get taught about in school, dude. Like, we don't get taught about the stuff that
half the stuff that we learn in school is just to cover up, to get our minds going this way.
Yeah.
Instead of going this way,
Yeah.
it's like, when you go to a Y in a road,
I never thought about
it's
that.
like, all right, I'm going to teach them all this so they'll wander this way and they'll never think nothing else about it. But in reality, you're going to have those deep thinkers that are going to be like, let's put this in reverse and go back over here. Let's see what this looks like.
Yeah.
And that's
Did you find it up there? Did
Yeah.
you find it?
It's in here.
It's wild, ain't it, dude? Like, it's super crazy that these rich people were staging treason against the government, and FDR was like, no, we're going to go to war, and in return, we're going to make y'all stupid, filthy rich. And they were.
And that still happens today.
Yeah, and that's what brought it up. The conversation up when me and Johnny was talking about it was, like, everything going on. And I'll be honest with y'all, I'm not really right, I'm not really left. I really haven't voted since I was able to, because I don't pay attention to it enough to vote.
Yeah.
And that's on me. But I want to know who's making money off this war. Like, who's really pulling the strings?
Well,
Because
I'll
it feels
tell
like
you-
who's pulling the strings right now are the faces of it. Biden and Trump, they probably really ain't pulling the
Well, I'll
strings.
tell you
man. It's
who's-
these elites.
I tell you who's like the big. Have you ever got into the BlackRock and Vanguard? Have you ever studied about them?
Johnny wants to talk about that. I've not done my research, so yeah, it feels
I haven't done a
feel
bunch
me,
of
yeah.
research, but I just listened to like little snippets of here and there. But supposedly, so BlackRock, they're pretty much buying all of the land, like a bunch of agricultural land out in the Midwest, and they like if you look into BlackRock, they own probably. I don't want to get my numbers wrong. Like 70 to 80% of the brands that you know, like
Yeah, I think I've heard. I mean, I think
let's see.
I've heard what you're.
like they own everything. BlackRock, Vanguard. Let me look it up here. Let's see.
I'll look something up else for y'all. Let me text Johnny and say, and then you can
So,
talk us in next.
but they, like, look, they
Apple, Microsoft.
7% of Apple, BlackRock owns 6%, Microsoft.
Dude.
Like they own a huge chunk in all of these corporations: MasterCard, Adobe, Comcast, Netflix, Pfizer, Nike, Oracle, Coca-Cola. I mean, I'm not too informed about it. I'm not the biggest conspiracy theorist, but every now and then I'll kind of go down the rabbit hole here and there.
They're
but
the largest investors in a bunch of these
number
groups.
one largest
They've
investors.
got so much more, third, fourth, and fifth. This is all the stuff
Let's
they're
see,
invested in.
first
Just
and
look how long
second,
it
BlackRock, Vanguard. I mean, Netflix, AT&T, McDonald's, Moderna.
Yeah.
I mean, Lowe's,
T-Mobile.
Goldman Sachs, Starbucks. I mean,
Lowe's. Look at that, they got Lowe's up there.
They
Golly
own.
bum.
So there's a theory that they're the ones that's actually pulling the strings on pretty much everything that goes on.
I mean, it definitely feels like that these money elites are the ones pulling the strings. Like, that's what it
So
feels
I'm
like.
I'm biased, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm Trump. 100%.
Yeah, that's fine.
All
There's
day.
nothing wrong with that.
I honestly think that that's one reason that does Trump does he does stuff that's probably not right. Absolutely. But if you look at like when Biden got office, there really wasn't no chatter or drama, I guess you can say. As soon as Trump comes back around to get reelected or to try to get reelected, is when everything starts hitting the fan.
Everything.
I honestly feel like Matt was like this Vanguard. I think that a lot of them are leaning. They're used Biden as a puppet. That's just my opinion. Obviously, everybody's gonna have their opinion, and that's one reason that they don't like Trump. They don't want Trump to get back in there, and that's why the first time, to me, it was rigged 100%, and that's why they pulled strings to get Biden in. Because they knew they could do what they wanted as far as whatever.
It does feel like that. I mean,
And
there's a fox in the henhouse somewhere.
Now, obviously, Biden withdrew, which is absurd. Why?
Yep.
After you've been through all this.
They said just like a week before, he was just like, I feel like I'm the only one that could win this election against him.
Then all of a sudden, he just withdraws. After the assassination attempt on Trump.
Nope.
Why? Why did you, I think it's because people like them was like, hey, that didn't work. We're going to have to try a different route.
Yep.
We're going to kick you. You're done. Get out.
I mean, and Andrew Schultz said it best. I was watching him the other day. Is it does kind of feel like they drug him through this long enough to where they could pretty much promote their own party. And if you're a Democrat, I feel like you probably ain't got no choice right now.
They don't want Trump in there. And this is where I was going with it. Trump is arrogant. 100%. But he's going to tell you straightforward, and he's not going to sit there and just take crap like Biden. They had Biden on a string, just bounced him around, done what they wanted with him. That's one reason they have pushed Trump, because he gets in there and he speaks his mind. He'll tell you straightforward, I don't care what you say. Basically, F you.
My friend says
he's got enough. Fire. He's got enough money on his own. He don't have to have them. Here's you a billion. Here's you a billion. Do this, and here's your another billion.
His campaign does
care less.
They do take funds, or donations, but they don't. It ain't like they have to.
They don't have to have. Like Elon Musk, he was supposedly paying him $40,000,
$45 million a month.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is what he was paying Trump. But in my opinion, if you look at this, which way I would say, if he was going to give that to Trump, Trump didn't have to have it.
Right.
It's not like he needed it.
Right.
He could care less. If he was going to give that to Biden, Biden would be like, okay, yeah, what do you want me to do? Because Biden probably needs it.
It does feel like that Trump is poking the fire that some people don't want to be poked.
That's what it is. And that's why the world's turned, a lot of them, the first go-around turned against him. Because when he was in there, he poked everybody's buttons. Mm-hmm. But he done it the way that he was like, look, I'm going to run it the way I want to run it.
No.
If you don't like it, get over it.
I feel like he's gotten a little more reserved in a good way.
He's more reserved right now, but I'm telling you, when he gets in there, he's not going to.
You think it's going to be a different switch?
He is going to flip a switch when he gets in there. He's being reserved right now because it didn't work for him when he was trying to get reelected. It didn't work, and they basically, like I said, rigged it and got him out of there because he come at him full-fledged, full hammer. Look, this is what I'm going to do. Again, you don't like it, get over it, and that didn't work. So I think he is a little bit more reserved right now. But I think that they're gonna. It's just like a dog. They're gonna keep poking him, and he's fixing to go off.
What do you think about the assassination attempt, man? It was super.
That goes back to the thing. That goes back to this whole situation. I think it was an inside job. I think that somebody was like, "Hey, we've played puppet with Biden as long as we can play puppet with him. He's not gonna stand a chance. We're gonna have to kill him if we have any chance to keep doing what we're trying to do now."
Yeah.
because Biden's getting too old. He can't even walk.
Yep.
We're going to have to find somebody different. Trump ain't going to do it for us. So if he's out of the equation, we'll get 2 new candidates, or we'll at least get 1 new candidate on that side. And if that candidate, we can't turn him for us, we'll just use Biden one more time. That's the way I look at it.
And they didn't even the guy.
And that's why
supposedly-
whenever it didn't work for him with Trump, they didn't assassinate him. That's why they was like, all right, well, I can't get a candidate on that side,
we got to pull this.
so I'm going to pull Biden out and see if I can get a new one.
Do you? So what? The guy that took the shot was like 20 years old or
Yeah,
something.
he was
Yeah,
young.
and he was-
Did y'all see where he supposedly was a registered?
registered.
He was a
Republican.
registered
Have you
Republican. He
ever-
donated to.
But have you? When have you ever? And we've registered for everything now. We're 30. When have you ever registered as a Republican? You've always went to the ballot and you voted who you wanted to. I don't know if I've ever marked down something. And the other thing is, he was like 20. He's not even voted yet. 4 years ago, he wasn't even old enough
Well, he
to
could have
vote.
voted in the primary.
Well, yeah, I guess. But I don't. Do y'all remember registering as a Republican or a Democrat?
I can't remember. Like when you go in there, they do ask you if you want a Republican or a Democrat ballot, but you don't. You still don't put your name on there. I don't know.
I thought it was always. It was usually a split piece of paper. Well,
I
it
can't
was
remember.
different things, and then so you have like presidential election. You'll have the Democratic,
But they
Republican,
don't label
Independent.
it. You don't have your name on it. So
Yeah.
how did they? I mean, that just.
It was. There's so many.
But if
Unless
you
you
go
go
back-
online
and
and
the-
register.
And then, of course, there's all the spectacle about the shooters that may have had him in his sights and stuff. And
Well,
you
they
get
did.
all
There's a
these-
video on it where the sniper had him in his sights, and he even put out something that he tried to engage, and they told him not to engage unless that guy engaged.
But
first.
that's what you're there for.
Yeah.
As soon as he would have
That's
pulled,
why I
he
said-
didn't pull out this gun and take a
That's
shot.
why I
like
said
that,
it's
you know
the
what I'm
least
saying?
they could have done is took President Trump off stage. I mean,
Brother, that was like 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched when JFK got shot? They had
Oh, yeah.
Jackie O out of that car in seconds. It took Trump like 30, 40 seconds, and they let him come back up. I'll see the hat. They let him come back up. What are you doing letting him come back up? You don't know what's going on out there.
And that's why I said it. The shooter.
Which
I
they
think
knew about the shooter. They knew the guy on top of the roof. There was a guy on top of the roof like
How far
20
was
minutes.
it? Do y'all know? I've heard
110
100, I've heard
140.
300. So
140. It was I think it was 140.
They mapped it. They had it mapped out on X and hunting apps. You can see how far it is.
Oh, wow.
I think it was like 140 yards. And that's why I said that I think it was an
Not-
inside
not
job.
far.
And like you were saying a while ago with Bush and all them back then, I'll make it worth your while. You know.
Yeah.
I'll make it worth your while. And I think that somebody inside, like a big company like Vanguard and some of them others, got into that shooter's head, or whoever the shooter was trying to talk to say, hey, there's somebody here, can I engage? And they're like, no, don't engage. And then when the shot was fired, the first shot I think was fired, he was like, okay, you can engage.
well,
What's
I heard.
the point? I think that if somebody big got to the guy that was on
because if you're that
on the
guy
ground
holding
was
the
like,
sniper,
hey,
as soon as you'd have seen that gun, you'd have took
I
that
would have
shot.
shot.
Period.
I wouldn't ask.
Like
You know,
it would've
most
been-
people wouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
Not with the president.
See,
up
I
there.
heard though that the different agencies there, like the local law enforcement, like the city there, the county, the CIA, and the Secret Service, they didn't have the same radio frequency. So what took them so long is they had to physically punch a number in a cell phone, call a guy, say, hey, you know, blah blah, this is what's going on. Okay, let me call my super. That's what they was kind of
Okay, but
trying
But I
to
feel
play
like if
off.
y'all
At the
was
end
up
of
there,
the
y'all
day-
totally took him off stage.
At
You know,
the
shot
end of the
comes
day-
out,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
done.
At the end of the day,
If
why
they
were
knew
they
it,
not on the
would've
same
seen him,
frequency?
Yeah.
Why were they not on the same frequency?
It's
They had the former president of the
Oh,
United
hey.
States, and they had
That's what I'm just saying.
they had
That's
the
what
Secret Service there.
That's what they was
and
saying.
everybody, they knew that there was a crowd. Go to a Biden whatever rally and ask them if they was on the same frequency. Guarantee you they were.
Then that's the thing. Like I don't.
It was
get
an
why-
inside
I don't
job.
know why they wouldn't be on the same frequency.
It was an inside
But
job.
that's. I'm just saying that's what when they did the trial because they've been talking. I've been halfway keeping up with it, but that's kind of what they're pushing. Like in that trial when they're asking all these officials, hey, what happened? That's what they're trying to push is that we was all on this different frequencies. We couldn't. It wasn't instant contact. It took us, so many minutes to get a hold of this person and
and
this
they
person.
probably was, but they would.
And they had to go up the ladder.
That
and it's-
goes to the whole point of what I was saying. Whoever the head guy is, probably was like, y'all are on this frequency. Y'all are on this. Hey, Evan, you and your crew's on this frequency. You and your crew's on this frequency. Oh, we're on this frequency. But no, they didn't say, "Hey, everybody come in together. We're on this frequency,"
But
because
this
he
is
was in on
Secret
it.
Service people were
The
talking
guy,
about.
the main head honcho of the Secret Service was in on it. He knew it was going to happen, and that's exactly he was
I
on.
like his
Hey, I'm not
conspiracy,
saying-
man.
I'm not
Zach
saying
is here for it.
I'm not saying that it is or it ain't. It is weird that they try to assassinate President Trump. Right after that, Biden pulls out of the race. Insert Kamala Harris.
Because they're going to try to try to use somebody else's.
But to
opponent.
me, here's the issue.
But
And
also,
I'm
I've
not-
also heard that Biden may have had a stroke too. I don't know.
Hey, that little disappearance was a little weird. I'll be honest with you. He did
He said he had
disappear
COVID.
for COVID, not COVID. I
He
feel like
disappeared,
that everyone
but
deserves
I seen a video of him
what's
coming.
going on.
If him coming back from wherever he was, like his arm, like when he smiled, like half his face wasn't moving. I don't know. He had something.
I mean, he
going
couldn't
on.
even walk up the steps going to an airplane. I mean, what did we really expect?
I mean, at the end of the day, he is incapable of leading the country.
Zach knows
He's not
that
all
good.
there. He
they
is
should've-
getting too old, but he's
they should've
also been
called
too
that.
old.
They
Yeah,
should've
he's
called that
82
3 years ago.
old. Yeah, he's 82 years old, dude. You know
So
what?
is-
Most
how old's
82
Trump?
people, if
80?
they're
No,
he's
he's
78,
70
they're
something.
4 years apart. But what are most 82-year-olds doing if they're still alive right now? Probably trying to spend some time with their family.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with
He
you.
ain't got none. They all hate him.
Here's the issue I have is because I'll say tiptoe because we definitely got to launch this. I believe if you're doing a podcast, you got to get it out there. Unfortunately, there's rules and regulations, stuff you can't say. So I'll say this: I'll say that if the Democratic Party is looking for a win, and they're honestly looking for a win, Trump's got a lot of momentum right now. I don't think Kamala Harris is the one that you're going to throw in there. I'm not saying we're not going to have a female president. I'm not saying we're not going to have a black female president in the future. But I am saying this. I think for this time, against this candidate that the Republicans are throwing up, Kamala Harris is not the one you want to throw in there, dude. Like, it's not the. He's going to eat her up.
You're throwing her in a shark.
I think the only reason they're throwing her in there is because one, she's got a name already because she's vice president, and two, they know
She's
that
the first female.
that too,
That's
and
why.
they know their demographic as far as their voters. A lot of the.
Trans.
I'm just saying this because from what I've seen, a lot of their
I'm not
voters
scared.
are incoherent. Like they don't. For one, they don't even need to be voting. They don't even know what's going on. But they just see a name. They know. Oh, hey, that's Vice President.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, you got a lot of grandparents like.
Great grandparents.
My wife's family, like her dad, grew up in a time where Democratic stood for something different.
Oh yeah.
And so like they
we
vote
don't even have a
blue regardless on who's.
We don't even have a.
They don't even know who's in
No,
there.
they're not. It don't feel like a.
If it's a liberal party or
Yeah, when we was kids,
conservative
like
party.
if the person you didn't want won, you just kind of buckled down for the next 4 years, and then you try to get it again.
You know,
it ain't like that.
another
no
thing
more.
that I miss is like when we was kids growing up. Like you always, if you asked an adult, if you were to ask an adult, who are you voting for? They'd tell you that's none of your business.
Yep,
It was
100%.
It wasn't a
secret,
pissing match.
You know, it was
It is now.
my
That's what
views.
it-
That's my views. I don't. It's not public matter. And now everybody's, and that's the reason. I love Trump to death, but I wish we'd get an independent in there. Just something to shake everything up and try to get us back to way.
He
where
says
we're at.
independent like he's not. He's
mean,
talking.
Bobby Kennedy.
He's talking
Ain't no
about
one
it.
ever won
But-
the independent ballot. That's the bad
but
part.
look, and I've told Matt this. We've had this conversation
not gonna happen,
multiple
but-
times. I'm all for Kennedy. I'm all for Trump. I'm Trump. Yeah, I'm probably going to vote for Trump.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's who I'm going to vote for.
Yeah. And it's
But
your
if something,
business, you know what I'm saying?
but I'm not saying that Kennedy's not capable of doing it. If Trump wasn't in there, if it wasn't for Trump, I'd vote Kennedy.
I'm saying that
Because
it didn't matter if
he has
the
a lot of the
independent-
same morals.
Yep.
He has a lot of like the way that he presents himself and what he's going for and what he says he's going to do. I'm all for it. Everything that he says.
I'm speculating that it doesn't matter if the person on the independent said the exact same thing as Trump.
No.
I'm sold now that an independent party is not going to
No,
win.
No,
there's
it's
way
not
an
gonna happen.
independent's gonna
It's
win.
going to go one way or another.
But and
even
here's
if there
another
was-
thing: even if an independent party did win, you still have the House and the Senate.
Mhm.
Then they're Republican or Democrat.
Yep.
So, at the end of the day, it really just matters of who's got more seats in the House and the Senate. Because
Oh, that's all. Because they can override.
yeah, if you got majority of the House and Senate is a Democrat and Trump gets in there, there's nothing. Really,
They're going to
his
turn
hands
down
are tied
everything he's going to
anyway,
try to do.
And then my sister made a good point. If you're at this stage in politics, like if you're running for president or if you're a politician, you've probably done something a little sketchy to get to that anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
If not, you would be your local town, like mayor, governor, or something like that. But
And
once you make it to a
most-
certain
and
point,
even-
You used to run for mayor.
hey man, I want to run for commissioner and Phil Campbell when I get old enough, or when in a couple years, I told Georgiana, I was like,
You
I'm
only
gonna
got
run for
30
commissioner. I'm
something.
gonna start somewhere. Hey, we're almost at the age we can run for president, guys. I'll just be
Couple more
honest with you.
years, 7 more years, I'll be able to run for president.
Heck yeah, dude. It's just it's very nasty right now. It's very nasty.
Hey, we need to change. We really do need to change. Like, I'm just tired of everybody
Honestly.
hating everybody else. You
And
know?
I feel like
agree
other
that we-
nations don't fear us anymore.
No, they
And
don't.
like, you know,
Well, look, they was.
yeah. But it's happening because I know you're a basketball guy. It's happening in like there's several players that's not on that Olympic team that should be on that Olympic team.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like now it's got to be a like a popularity contest.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
And I feel like back in the day, you put, when Jordan and them were on there, it was the best of the best in the league. But you, as America, you wanted to bring home the most gold medals.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't care. Like, we want you to win.
We
So
didn't
we're
care
putting
who
all you
won,
on the
man,
same
yeah.
team. But now, and I'm a Celtics fan, but that Derek White's on there. I'm going to tell you, Derek White's not better than Jaylen Brown. He's not better than Damian Lillard. And where's either one of them two people, Where's either one of them two people?
Yep.
And so it's a popularity contest. But
That's
I
all
feel
it
like
is.
that, we're just not feared as a nation no more. And it's going in a way of like people is going to start looking at us being like, yeah, y'all definitely got y'all's crap together. Like this was the land of opportunity.
What's going to happen is people's going to start pushing the envelope. Like Russia's doing right now. They're just pushing the envelope until they get to the edge. And then it's not looking. Something's gonna have to change.
Well, that's what.
can't-
So look up Operation Northwood, and I don't know nothing about it much.
Operation Northwood.
Operation Northwood, and you just type it in on Google.
Let's see what it
The
is.
setup he's got is amazing, dude. Did you just go off screen?
Yeah, it's on over here on this.
That must be nice, dude. That must be nice. Oh, Matt knows what he's doing. I'm centuries behind you, dude. We're just putting up
Operation
iPhones and talking on
Northwoods.
Facebook Live, brother. Oh, man. But this seems to be the way to go.
Alright.
Operation Northwoods. Let's see what it's about in Wiki.
Was proposed. Let's see, Operation Northwoods was proposed a false flag operation that originated within the U.S. Department of Defense of the United States government in 1962. Proposals called for CIA operatives to both stage and commit acts of terrorism against the American military and civilian targets, blame them on Cuba, and use them to justify the war against Cuba. That's pretty
Ain't
deep.
that wild, dude?
That is pretty
Is that
deep.
not wild? And we don't know this stuff, man.
No.
Like, we don't know. They don't. I'm like you. I never thought of it that way. The stuff we learn in our schools
Was a
is to
front.
push us this way, and they don't want us
To
to
get us
know
to
or
not
go
ask-
this way.
Make us not ask questions.
Yeah, because
In all honesty, when we're that age,
we're just trying to pass grades.
I'm just ready to
I'm
get
trying to
out
get
of
out of
it.
high school, dude. Like,
We're not going to be like, oh, actually, I read, 2 months ago. No. We're going to be like, yeah, you're right. Sure.
100%. I did not know that until Johnny told me, and
That's pretty
he enlightened me, and I was like, "That's wild, dude." Stage acts of, but now I'm also one of those that's uneducated. Before 9/11, do you know how many foreign terrorist attacks we had in this country? We had one more, and it was also against the Trade Center, and it only killed 7 people. A van with it was a gas, and it just killed 7 people. It did some damage, but it did just do 7 people. But I didn't know that all this had trickled from the Iraqi-Russian war. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
We, as a government, as our president, our people, funded, taught, and gave intel and weapons to either whoever the oldest one is, either Bin Laden or Hussein, literally to beat Russia in a war. And then we pulled out. And so that little beef apparently had been going on for quite some time. And I didn't know that until my boss, who was in the military, told me. He's like, "You don't know about the Iraqi-Russian war?" I said, "No." And he's like, "We taught them everything we knew to try to beat Russia. And then we pulled out and left them high and dry." And I was like, "That's wild, dude. Like the things you don't know growing
Oh,
up.
yeah, that's crazy.
The things you don't
There's
know."
a reason they're.
Matt's going to do some wiki
standardized.
research on
Yeah,
Operation
I'm
Northwood.
gonna-
Let me go ahead and tell
I'm
you,
gonna
dude.
look at that.
He told me that, and I said, "So the CIA," and he's like, "Just where we can go to war against Cuba." And I was mind blown, brother. I was mind blown. It's just nasty,
The
right?
more you dig into it, the more it's like It's like everything's sketchy, like everything they do.
Us out here in Vermont are not calling shots. I'll definitely take
Oh,
that,
no,
you know what I'm saying?
Things would change.
Man said things, or Jack said things are going to change.
If we got the shots, things gonna happen.
Hey man, he called me one day and he's like, "Hey man, did you see the assassination attempt against Trump?" I said, "Shut up, dude. You're lying." He's
Dude,
like,
I did.
"No, I'm
That's what I
serious."
did.
But
Yeah,
here's
I
the thing
was
is-
the one. I was like, did y'all hear about it? I put it.
But
on
how long?
Snapchat.
How long after did you know about it?
Oh, I don't know. It was probably. I seen it on TikTok, so probably.
Hours?
Yeah, a couple hours. Maybe.
Why did we not have an alert
Yeah.
come up on our phone instantly? Assassination attempt against former
Yeah,
president.
because I get an
Donald
alert
Trump.
when somebody's missing.
Every-
in
I mean,
I got Fox
Massachusetts.
News
They
online.
did
you know.
not. They did not immediately put that out there. Like I feel like they would.
I think like back in the day, like whenever like they tried to shoot, whenever they did kill, RFK and all the other assassination attempts, I feel like it was immediate. Like if you was watching TV, it was every program was going to go.
Well, that's the kicker
to the
right now,
news.
guys. Who just watches
Yeah.
TV?
Yeah.
Well, I say I try to get my news from like independent reporters.
We're
like
glued.
Carl Cook,
Well, and
Tucker
that's another
Carlson,
thing. Like
stuff
the
like that.
media now is like. See, back then, I don't think the media was sided. Like growing up when I was a kid, CNN that was law. Like it was
Yep.
everybody.
Your
watched
grandparents,
CNN.
your
Yeah.
parents watched it at
Everybody,
5 o'clock.
yeah.
They turned on the news. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what they was watching. And Jeopardy went off, and the news was coming on.
That's exactly.
And now it's like you can literally watch the
Wheel of
same
Fortune.
program.
You'd be in the middle of cartoons, dude, and they'd be like, "It's 5 o'clock." And click.
Like, did you see? Like, I didn't see it on because I don't watch CNN. But somebody put like CNN was trying to when it first happened, the assassination attempt against Donald Trump. They was playing it off like Donald Trump fell on stage. They didn't even mention the assassination attempt.
Dude, it's weird, and we didn't get a notification. Like
Yeah.
we was driving to Georgiana's grandparents, who watches the news all the time, and her mama met us at the door, and I was like, "Yeah, you don't know what's going on." She was like, "What are you talking about?" She didn't know. Her dad, who's a Republican, did not know, and this was 2 or 3 hours later. I'm like, "Okay, this news clearly didn't get sent out there like other news did."
No.
Let me go ahead. If LeBron James would have almost got shot, we'd have known
yeah.
about it
Oh,
within
yeah.
When
minutes. dude.
when the plane Kobe's plane.
Yeah, Kobe
Everyone knew
Bryant,
about it
yeah,
instantly.
It
It
was-
was still smoking while it was on TV.
Yeah.
They had a
Like-
news reporter crew there.
That chopper, that chopper after that, the one that got there to do the aerial view, like by the time they got there, they was, hey, who can get me in the air the
Yeah,
quickest? You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? But I feel like this was a little,
Hush, hush.
it was a little hush hush, and for what reason I don't know. Someone's making money off this.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's making
They have
money
to
off
be.
everything going on,
be.
and it's just one of those things that, for me, I'm in it for me right
And
now.
if
Who
you
can
watch-
make the gas prices go down? Who can get my groceries to go back down?
Oh,
Because I'm
exactly.
sick and tired of spending all
Inflation
this
is-
money.
Through the roof.
It's disgusting, dude.
Interest
Taxation without
rates.
representation, but we ain't getting represented right now. Let me go ahead and tell you.
I remember when I go to the grocery store, so I've been a bachelor, so I could spend back in the day $200-300 get me by a month.
Yep.
Now, shoot, I spend like $200 a week.
You can get 2 bags.
Yep.
Yeah, I ain't get too bad.
And
that's-
forget going
and then,
out
and
to
then,
eat with
and then
your
have to
family.
eat out 2 or 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
Like,
And forget going out to eat with your family.
Yeah.
Like, I know you got some kids and stuff. I'm going to tell you, you spending $100 wherever you go.
Every time.
Easily. Like, you can't go out
you
there.
go to
That's
McDonald's
combining
and spend
meals.
$70.
Yeah. There ain't no such thing as a dollar cheeseburger. There ain't no.
No.
such
Even McDonald's, remember we had a couple years ago, I think they changed it last year, we had the good old dollar drinks from McDonald's. Not no more, boys. Not no
I remember
more.
growing up in high school, when we would get hungry. Say,
We
middle
had
of the night,
$5
We
and
went,
we was-
to Taco Bell with $5 and got full on like $3-4. At Taco Bell. I went to Taco Bell the other day I never eat Taco Bell
I
much.
guarantee you, $15 easily.
Yeah, I got 2 burritos, a drink, and like some cinnamon twist. $16. I was like, oh man, this is the same burrito that used to cost. You get a burrito, a drink, and a bag of chips for like $1.50.
Yeah. And then they take everyone like that Mexican pizza they have, and then they took it away, and now when they come out with it, it'll be like $7 for
yeah.
one of them.
Well, they took it away. They brought it back, and it wasn't. I don't like it to begin with.
It wasn't the
but
same.
it wasn't as good as the first time.
I love the Mexican pizza.
It's like it wasn't the same, man. It
When I was
wasn't
a
the
kid,
same.
literally a hard tortilla.
I'd kill for a Mexican
It's
pizza.
hard
at Taco
tortilla,
Bell.
meat, hard tortilla, and sauce. I can make you one right now. You go give me some tortillas. I'll make it for like $4.
Does that be out here selling roadside Mexican pizzas on game day and stuff?
Over your street taco truck.
Yeah, like, y'all crazy. That ain't even that good.
Oh man! Speaking I see you looking at it down there. What you got for us, buddy? Tell me what you
Let's
got.
see what we got. So I went and bought. I went to Walmart just passing through.
Not excited.
I gotta go use the bathroom over there.
And I come across this bin
Like after
with.
the screaming.
I came across this huge bin with all this hot sauce in it. So I was like, well, I'm gonna try to get us a little hot sauce challenge. So I got from 3 peppers all the way up to 5 peppers.
Put them in order. I want to start with the lowest.
so-
Don't hurt me straight out the
I
gate.
think the first one's
I
gonna
think
be
that one's only
one.
2 down there.
See, this one, this one's 2. So we'll start with this one.
I think they're all lying.
And
They're
this
probably all
one,
hot, so it
I don't
matter.
know. They're gray. So
Do
I
y'all
don't-
like hot stuff? Like, are y'all cayenne,
Y'all
hot
think
sauce
that-
type people?
I like hot sauce.
There's
I really like hot
There's
stuff,
4
but I
white
gotta be
ones
in
and
the
2
mood.
gray ones. Do you think that's
You better
4
get in the mood,
or
buddy.
6?
Let me see.
What is it? Pepper sauce? I'm gonna say that's lower because any pepper sauce I've really tasted
This is
just has more
habanero.
like a. But it usually has like some vinegar in it, and I think that
It's-
cuts the heat. But I don't know. No.
It ain't gonna matter. By the time we get past the second one, our taste buds are gonna be
We'll put
fried.
that-
And we're doing all them,
Oh,
boys. We're
sorry.
committing right now.
And then we
There
got
you
2.
go.
We got a ghost pepper wing sauce, and then the ghost pepper sauce.
I think that one's gonna be
The
hottest.
worst thing is like I don't mind it. It's the coming back out that's the problem.
Oh, let's get at it.
Y'all want some milk? Y'all want to go grab some
I ain't
milk?
getting no dang milk. Let me go ahead and tell you, I don't drink milk. And so when you said something about milk, I said, I hope he's got water. Because he done turned the hat around. Oh, man, it's about to get nasty up in here.
Let's get Western, boys.
I got to drive like an hour and 30 back home. I'm going to have to pull over to the gas station and deliver a brutal blow to it, buddy. A brutal
Let's go
blow.
by Taco Bell. Though. I think it's normal.
Yeah.
And you got crackers. We ain't got no protein. Like,
I was going to go get some chicken, but we.
I don't like.
yeah, give me the crackers because I'm going to eat 2 crackers. Everyone, a cracker with it, a cracker without it.
There's some extra.
So I'm,
All right, so we're starting with.
I
this
got
one
it right here.
No, we're starting with this one.
No, not the hottest.
No.
this one is a
That's a 2, ain't it?
black truffle hot sauce.
Yeah, that's the one you
2.
had. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it to it.
I don't even know how to operate this.
Yeah, you gotta open them.
I feel like we
I
got to
think
ask
you're
each other questions while we're doing this too. You know what I'm
We
saying?
could.
This is.
I'm gonna give some of this to Matt's dog, so whenever he goes to bed,
Don't,
she's
man.
got diarrhea.
Oh,
everywhere.
dude, there's
This is
nothing.
his
I got
idea.
inside dogs too, and I'm strictly dog food. I don't do inside food
Yeah, I don't
because
either.
I got a Doberman Pinscher,
He's
and it's
full.
like your lab. Let me go
He
ahead and
gives
tell
his dog.
you. Do you? Which one's that
That's
one?
a ghost pepper, boy.
I think that one's out of date.
it ain't out of date.
Yeah, it's out of date. We can't do it.
Yeah, this one don't smell that.
That one there, boy.
This is the wing sauce though. Ain't
That'll
it?
clear your sinus.
This one smells good. This one smells like something I'd eat for fun.
Yeah, yeah.
This one
oh
don't smell
boy.
that bad.
That's only the 2 though. I would eat that one for
See,
fun.
that smells good. Yeah, you know.
Like this is like okay.
I'm not gonna make you pay me to eat that one. By the
Smell
time
this
we
one.
get this one, me and Zach won't
Smell
smell
that
it.
one. That one right there.
Is this one?
That one clear your sinus.
This is what I think is gonna be the. Oh, it looks. It's got some African word in front of it. Melinda's Bahut Jokalala ghost pepper sauce. This one don't. This one's got some foreign language in front of it.
It actually translates to death in a bottle. So,
Type it in on Google and see what we get. I wonder what
is
it
it?
he don't even know how to say it.
is.
Kahunas or something.
BHUT. Oh, that's gonna be. Spell that last word for me.
BHUT.
Jolokoya.
Hold on,
Jolok.
wait.
What are you doing?
J-O.
No, you didn't.
No,
you
this is the
missed
first
that.
one. Yeah, you had it right.
B-Hut.
B-Hut. Get that B-Hut sauce.
Jolokia. Matt.
What?
That's Boo Hut.
Oh, my
B-H-U-T space.
Jolokia pepper.
There we go. See, it's already on there.
Oh,
What's the Scoville?
man. Yeah, let's look up the. Was it under benefits there up top, or go down just a little bit?
Oh, it's right
Taste,
there.
benefits, recipe.
Carolina
videos.
Reaper versus.
I want to know
a
how on the
hybrid.
Scoville pepper.
Let's do Scovilles.
Yeah.
Only 1 million. That's the actual pepper, though. They ain't gonna be that high.
What is that? Let's scale it though. Let's scale it.
Go to
B-Hut Jehovah's
Go-
ghost pepper can also be around 855,000.
Oh, but what's a jalapeno? Yeah, let's get a gauge because we all know how jalapenos are.
Compared to. No, what are you doing?
There we go. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
Only 10 times.
Only they're 10 times. It's like 100 times.
No, if it's 850, we're
855,000.
oh well.
That's a
Boys, no, that's 4,000 to 8,500. Okay, we're at 1 million.
Which one are you doing? That was a ghost pepper. You don't want to do that one first.
You doing that one first?
I'm good. at
No,
that.
we got to start with the bottom.
No, let's start with the bottom.
No,
no,
No, we gotta start
you
at the
ain't.
bottom. No,
Everyone's got to do
no,
someone else's cracker. No, brother, you ain't. Jackson. Hold on, let me squeeze it just a little bit.
I'm ready to get that one out of the way.
No, dude.
You gotta do it.
Dude, my taste buds are gonna be fried by that
This
point.
is gonna be nice. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. I would say a
Do it
good,
for the TikTok.
let's say a good dime-sized squirt.
Dime?
Yeah.
I was thinking more like.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, please don't go any further, buddy.
Let me see. Dude, I am not doing all that. That's y'all crazy. You know what's gonna happen? No, you know what's gonna happen? Our circles are gonna get littler and littler as we starting out strong.
Yeah, we started out strong. I'm here for it, dude. I
ain't scared.
You text me and ask me how I fared with hot stuff. I'll be honest with you, dude. It's gotten to the point where me and Georgiana like stuff so hot to where you almost can't eat it, and then we enjoy it. It's really bad.
Yeah, I don't
Y'all remember Tommy?
Matt can't eat hot stuff. He hates hot stuff.
And you pick this out. Then if you're doing it,
It's my idea. It's my idea. Don't
If
do
you're
it.
doing it, I'm doing it, man. Do you want me to go ahead and get y'all cup ready? Or are we gonna wait? We'll see how y'all shake when y'all pour it.
We get midway out, we're gonna be spilling it everywhere.
Y'all ready?
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Well, not bro.
No, it's hot. It's got a good taste to it. It's not even like buffalo.
That's like mustard, like honey mustard.
But it tastes like, it does have a mustard taste to it. Y'all know I gotta do this every cast now. This is y'all thing.
This is the deal.
This is the deal breaker, bro.
Look, we can't be sitting here just playing. We're gonna
All right, what's the next one?
what is it? Sweet Baby Ray's original hot sauce.
But while we're doing that,
Make sure you shake it up real good.
I'll ask y'all a question.
That one's kind of runny.
So where do y'all want? Because I know where mine and Johnny's hopes are of taking it. I'll just be honest with you. Where are y'all's hopes of taking this? Because I believe you got to have a goal and get there. People do this stuff and it can change their lives.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what is y'all's plans for this as we put
Our
this
biggest
next
thing is-
cracker up?
Like we want to be able to. Whenever I was considering doing something like this, my biggest thing was like I wanted to touch, like men, actual like, because
Not literally.
Hold
touch
on.
'em.
Wait, what did he just say? Can you read it? Did he just say in hopes of doing it, he wants to touch men? Like whoa! You say you're a Trump supporter? That is?
like you know, like a man, like a. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. Different strokes for different folks.
That's
man.
right.
Like I just don't. I don't know, because guys
I get
can't
what y'all
talk.
saying. Right.
Yeah, guys don't talk about much stuff.
Nope.
Like it's
We did a whole.
we keep a whole we keep a lot
I'll do a
inside.
little more. I feel like that wasn't enough, boys. I mean, we did a whole June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and we did a whole 4-part segment.
How long have y'all been doing y'all now?
So we did like 8 or 9 on Instagram, and now just recently, the past 3, we've switched to Facebook. Way more engagement on Facebook. Instagram's for lifestyle and stuff.
Yeah.
Facebook, we get like, I think we had, now I think when it says a view, I think you clicked on it and clicked off. Regardless. I think we had, our first one, we had like 855 engagement, but we averaged like, we had up to 15 that stayed, and then we got down to
See,
6. So.
a long time ago. Here, we'll do this and I'll say.
That's
A
like
little bit
Louisiana
more
hot sauce.
Yeah, we'll take this
I don't
peek.
give it a second. It's coming in, boy. Where's the top?
That was like a.
I'm like a Texas Pete kind of.
Yeah.
No. That one's an actual hot sauce.
Yeah.
This one tastes like a wing sauce, you know?
Yeah.
It's getting there, though. I'll be honest with you. I mean,
This next one's the
I sweat, so just know the head's going to be.
Belize in heat.
Go ahead. Continue.
Belize in heat.
I do agree
But
with
anyway-
both y'all, though. Men don't talk, and they don't know how to talk. And
So, a long time ago, when we had our apparel company, we did Instagram lives a bunch. Which that was also back in
Q&A's.
Q&A's,
We'll see
yeah.
how long it takes for me to get a drink. We're gonna-
But that was also back when
I ain't even opened
Instagram
mine.
was just coming out and it was hot. You know, to me, I don't think people our age really get on Instagram much anymore unless they're specifically posting a picture.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
more for the brag, you know what I'm saying?
Their Instagram post goes automatically to Facebook. Facebook's more of an older crowd anyway because I've had a bunch. Like, I know a bunch of younger guys that
MySpace is where it's at anyway.
MySpace, OG.
That and Craigslist, baby.
But the younger generation, there's a lot of like younger generation's not even getting on Facebook. They're more Instagram and Snapchat. And
But
all
I feel
that.
like Instagram's just for like posting your life, a successful moment, a bragful moment.
Oh, this is thick. This is
Yeah, that's
clunky.
gonna be
This is
hot.
chunky.
That's
How y'all feel about that last one? That's
Last
there. I
one,
can feel it
yeah,
on my tongue.
it was-
It's there.
It was
Yeah,
You
you
don't do hot stuff, man.
See, like I would eat this on. I would eat this on like pizza and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, hot sauce on pizza. I
Yeah.
don't know who showed me that.
You like sour cream on pizza?
Mayonnaise on pizza.
I'm out.
See, everybody says that. You
I
tried
just
it.
don't.
Mayonnaise
I don't eat mayonnaise
belongs
on a sandwich.
Mayonnaise only belongs on chicken sandwiches and bologna sandwiches.
Man, I feel like you need to top yours off a little more. I feel like to really get the experience, we got to go more the hotter we get. Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think it's the other way around. But
Oh
whatever.
boy, that really came out.
We're about to get a feel for it now.
This
But go
has
ahead.
this has seeds in it. This is gonna be hot.
This
Yeah.
is chunky. Like this is
No, there's
texture.
seeds.
Before you down that one, let's finish what you were saying, man.
That was it.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
And so,
Like, it's-
do y'all hope to get real big?
Yeah.
I
do.
mean, I don't think I'll never get into something unless I think I can be successful. Like, I'm not gonna get into it just to say.
I mean, but if we don't, we're not gonna be.
I mean,
hurt.
yeah,
'Cause-
it's a journey. Like you gotta enjoy the process, kind of thing. If it happens, it happens. If it don't,
The issue,
What
I
would
bet
be?
y'all were gonna have the same issue, and this is just. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you after this. Let's take this.
Oh boy. Oh yeah.
Is it bad?
Oh yeah.
I don't think mine's got there yet. Oh, there we go. Oh man,
well, my tongue's tingling.
you could taste this.
My eyes are watering.
I'm trying not to cough, man.
Yeah. Got someone to say.
Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna need. Dude, it's just creeping up. It's getting worse. It's getting hot in here.
I can't really talk.
Damn, I got the hiccup.
I got evil eyes over.
I gotta get some water.
Woo!
Your
Okay.
next two gonna suck.
Look at my eyes.
I should
was
have finished
good.
what I was gonna say before. Because now I can't breathe.
I want to get some milk here in a minute.
Oh,
Holy crap.
oh boy, we still got 2 more.
I am crying.
How many did that one have?
Look at my eyes.
What is that?
That was a 4. We're about to do the 5s and the 6s.
Dude, look at my eyes.
What's this got in it? What is this, devil sauce?
What kind of pepper sauce is that anyway? It's habanero. Y'all, you said the habanero pepper sauce ain't even that bad.
I'm trying to think of what I was gonna say.
This old lady on here, Marie Sharps. Boy, she's an evil woman.
She hated her family. All right.
Water is not even doing nothing. This water is doing nothing.
Nothing. I had to. So do y'all talk a lot
What? I forgot what he's talking about.
throughout the week? Do y'all talk a lot?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the issue me and Johnny had is before we did this is there's countless hours. I'm talking about dozens and dozens of hours. Holy crap! It just hurts.
Milk.
Yeah, I don't drink milk, but pour me a cup, buddy. You want one? Oh,
The more you breathe, the worse it gets.
yeah. I'm trying to figure
I
out
think
how to
my-
talk and not breathe.
I think my tongue is swelling up. And that's the thing. We got 2 more left.
I ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna die.
You can't tap out. We've already made it this far.
Yeah.
I told you it was just starting.
And to give it the equality, you got to do as much. Yeah. Oh, that next one's gonna hurt. That's gonna be a bad shit. I ain't gonna lie. Oh
Said you gonna have Mexican food tonight?
no,
Oh, I was about to say, ain't no
Oh,
way.
that's better.
spaghetti. yeah.
One
That's,
swig.
yeah, that's, yeah.
One swig.
That was
It's
weird.
over.
Oh, y'all went wrong. All right, so the milk definitely needed it. All right. So mine and Johnny's problem was is we talked on the phone like 2 little schoolgirls every day before we decided to do this. We found out that we got to limit our talking throughout the week.
Yeah.
Where everything we want to talk about comes out in the conversation.
That is it. That is, yeah, I could see that happening.
Because this is gonna suck, dude. I'm just going to go ahead and break it open.
This is supposed to be a wing sauce. I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
Shut, man. Don't.
Now that
Evan
one there.
said that other one wasn't gonna be that bad.
Now that one. That be is that B Hut or the B Hut Jehoka?
No, that's the last one. The Jehoka, whatever, is the freaking last one.
It's a million scale. I ain't gonna.
Look up this one real quick while we're taking a break on the Scoville unit.
This one just got jalapeno or habanero, cayenne, mash.
Oh,
carrot.
only one. Only. Evans can't even see. He's trying to read. He can't even read.
Let's see what habanero Scoble. My tongue is coming
I
back.
can't. I don't even care.
No, look this up. Look this up.
It's habanero.
Habanero pepper sauce. Belzine heat. No wonder.
I don't even know what Belzine heat is, but let me go ahead and tell you.
Okay, the habanero is 150,000 to 125. So this one's probably gonna be twice or 3 times the size.
Twice? It said 1 million, Matt.
Yeah, we're a good half away. We could have got the 150 out of that, boys. This got other stuff. We got the 150. Oh, we're in trouble. Where's it at? I'm doing it. I'm at least pouring it up.
That's enough. I ain't know.
Match it, boys.
I'm
here for a challenge, dude.
This was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I don't know who thought about this. But
Can you believe that Sean, what's his face on Hot Ones, does this
For fun.
religiously?
I mean, once you got to that point, I think it would matter.
Did y'all ever try the end that Tommy bought?
the what?
The end?
Mm-mm.
So, ever been to the Pepper Palace in like the mall in Nashville or whatever?
I've heard about it. I've been to one on like in Gunner. Or in
Yeah.
Gatlinburg.
What? Hand me that one.
What? No, you don't want that one yet.
No, I'm just.
That one's 6 peppers. That one's 5.
No, they're both 5.
They're both
Okay, good.
fine, but this one's the bee hood.
The Bihud Jahalaku or whatever.
This one's just ghost pepper. Let's just look up ghost pepper. Real
This
quick.
is ghost pepper wing sauce.
Where's your cracker you put it on?
Cayenne,
Hey,
ghost.
he's going to eat a blank cracker if we don't watch him. He'll throw in a... He'll be like, let's do it, boys. Just put ghost pepper. Take out hot sauce and just put in ghost pepper Scoville units. Just in general. So what makes
1
such
million. So the bee hood supposedly, I don't know. What's the difference?
1 million.
What is a Bihud Jalakia pepper, you know? You gotta watch that, buddy. You gotta watch
No, I'm gonna
it.
put it on there. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm gonna pour me some milk.
Between a ghost pepper.
I've never drunk a cup of white milk, Caucasian milk in my life. I've never drunk a cup of Caucasian milk in my life. I'm a chocolate milk fan. Give me the hood milk, man. Give me the
Nesquik.
Yeah, give me the Nesquik, dadgummit. Oh man, give me that what's his name? Foot. Boozy. Give me that little boozy milk, man.
I don't think there is a difference. This one's just gonna be creamier.
Let's do it while we're still hurting. I don't want to stop hurting, I'll be honest with you.
Alright, cheers.
Well, hang on.
Hurry up.
Match. Oh, okay, you're good.
Match it. Go for it, boys.
Not there yet.
This one tastes a lot like this one.
I think that creaminess takes a lot out. That was not as hot as the last one.
No.
Or my tongue's just numb.
That could be it too.
Hey, it's hitting though. It's getting there, but it's not.
It's not that one.
What is
That was.
one?
I don't think
Next.
that was as hot as the daggum.
Yeah.
The Tabasco sauce, really.
This one?
Yeah. I don't think it's as hot as that one.
So you're comfortable saying that?
I'm comfortable saying that right there.
Yeah. I mean, it's hot, but it ain't that last one. Although it's building like it's the longer I'm sitting here.
Now this one.
That last one took my breath away, brother. I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought I was gonna have to pick my fat tail up out of Matt's floor.
Now this one's gonna suck.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. Cause this hot sauce, not wing sauce.
Oh boy.
Does it have peppers in it though? Like that last one had like seeds in it. That cracker's been soaking, so we're gonna skip that one.
So y'all hope to take this to a different level
Yeah.
to talk about it. Well, y'all definitely got a good start. No, it's getting hotter. The longer I'm sitting here, my tongue's.
You know I wouldn't be mad.
Oh, give me that.
I want to be able to make this one's a little chunky
put
too.
milk in my mouth and put the cracker.
I'm prepping, dude. Got a coat that tastes.
It would be cool to like get it to a spot where like we're making money off of it. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
What happened?
I'd do a re-pour on that one.
I'll do it for the YouTube if you're out there watching. I ain't no wussy. I'm gonna die.
Here, hold it up to that camera there so they can see exactly how much you got on there.
Let me go ahead and hold it up where some will fall off.
It's leaking through the backside.
We're gonna have to wait for a second. That last one is hurting. Y'all not feel it? Like it build.
Oh yeah, the longer it's, you sit here and wait. That's why I'm like, let's just go ahead and get this over with. So it'll be all of them at once.
Screw you, buddy.
I'm already on fire.
Yeah, I'm on fire.
Wait till it comes back the other way.
YouTube is the best monetization. TikTok pays, but YouTube pays the most money.
YouTube's also hard to figure out though. Like I'm gonna have to really study YouTube.
Well, not only that is you got to be very careful of stuff you say because they do monitor it.
On
Not as in
YouTube?
like which way you say it, but like
What you say?
the one I watch, like
He's drinking that Caucasian milk.
it hurts because I don't want to get this reported neither. But apparently, like the whole Israel and we'll call it hummus. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Apparently, if you say it, they'll flag you.
Really?
They're very sensitive about music. Like you can't.
So I heard Spotify's a wild, wild west. You can say whatever you want on there.
Yeah, Spotify's where it's at, but you want your video because that's
Yeah.
where the likes are. Right?
The video content is. I done some research. Like if you got a podcast, just a podcast, then you got a same podcast with video. The video one's going to take off way better because you can advertise it more. You can put it on TikTok. You can put it on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, everywhere. So
Once y'all get y'all a decent following, y'all should reach out to some local companies to sponsor y'all.
That's the plan.
That would be goal, yeah.
Y'all ready?
No.
Me neither. I'm not like for real. I could hold off for a
Matt's gonna have
second.
to go back to the store and spend another $100 because he's gonna get some more milk.
We done went through a half.
I really
a gallon
hate it
of
that
milk.
much. Like it's disgusting. But it's the only thing
Dude,
that
I
takes away
love
the
milk.
burn.
I love milk.
So does Georgiana. She'll eat it with like. She used to eat it before she had the baby with
Dude,
spaghetti.
I'm out on that. Milk with pizza though. Milk with
Yeah.
pizza is where it's
Same
at.
concept, yeah.
Matt.
It's different. for me.
The noodles throws it
Yeah,
off,
the
dude.
noodles.
The bread not so much.
Yeah, the bread's,
Soggy, not soggy.
but milk and pizza is.
All right,
where it's at. All
let's just.
Any last words, boys? Because this one's gonna be. Oh, I got it on my thumb.
right. Don't get on your eyes. How much you
Do
got on
it.
you?
Do it to it. Is it bad? Oh, it's bad.
It's building.
Oh, it's real bad.
Building.
It's bad.
I just now got mine swallowed.
It's bad. I can't get mine swallowed. It won't go down.
Holy.
And you picked a cracker where it could just melt and stay in your mouth. Couldn't have a wing. Oh.
It says there it resonates. Holy crap, it's building. I'm gonna see how long I can go without.
Oh, that's bad.
I think if you breathe out your mouth, it makes it 10 times worse. No,
I can't not breathe out my mouth.
I think you're full.
I can't do it.
yeah, this is terrible. Holy crap.
Oh. It sent something down my throat. The milk did. It was all on my tongue. Oh, it's in my throat.
That was 1,000,000 Scovilles. Supposedly. It's probably a little less and it's a hot sauce.
It's
But
getting
so
worse.
hot.
It's getting worse as it sits. It's getting bad.
The milk's really not taking it away either.
Nope.
It's really not.
Hey, it takes it away for a fraction of a second. It comes
I was
right back.
holding it in my mouth. But Evan's making me laugh. And I'm scared the milk's gonna come out my nose. Evan said I ain't never coming to y'all's podcast.
It is horrible.
He said, why did I agree to this? You didn't know what you was getting yourself into, did you, Evan?
I didn't either.
Oh, this was on a whim. I'm crying. Holy
I feel
crap.
lightheaded, boys.
I see the
I
light.
think I'm going into a third dimension right now.
Use your third eye.
Jesus, is that you? The longer it sat, the worse it got.
The more you breathe.
Dude, the milk doesn't do anything. It takes it away for a half second. Comes right back.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna see if another cracker. Knock it out.
Can I get a napkin?
There's one right over there.
I'm feeling lightheaded. Oh, boy.
Who turned the heat up?
Come on.
At this point, I'm just letting it roll.
Holy crap.
I gotta stay the night.
Call Jordan. I ain't coming home, baby. I don't know what to drink.
I heard mustard. I got some mustard.
Go ahead. Let me know how it does.
I ain't taking no chances.
No, it's supposed to make it 10 times worse.
Is it really?
That's what I heard. Water's supposed to make it worse too. It's still there. The cracker did.
It hurts the roof of my mouth.
My tongue is on fire.
My tummy's feeling it. I could throw up, boys.
You do make it to the trash can. It's right over there by the bar.
I can't.
I'm drinking so much milk. I'm just turning.
Holy crap.
I'm gonna have curdled stomach.
Hope no one ain't lactose intolerant.
At this point, I
I'll
wouldn't
tell you one thing. I'm about to clear my plans for the rest of the night.
What if I get hit with the poops on the way back? I think this cuts it more than anything.
The
I
piece
don't know if
too.
it's the sugar, but I'm calming down now. I said that. Let me breathe a couple times.
I got so much stuff in my throat.
I got some whiskey over there. If y'all want a shot of it, it'd probably. Nah, it'd make it worse.
Y'all trying to kill me. Y'all trying to kill me. I like how you bought the gallon of milk, though.
I did buy the fresh gallon. Because I didn't know how much we'd need. Heck, we
Don't eat a cracker. That makes it worse.
Yeah.
The salt.
we drunk half.
Y'all want to do another?
No,
Why not?
Good.
absolutely not.
You want to do one with all
You
our
just
money?
said you feel like
The
you
mics are going to be like this. All you going to hear.
So when's y'all's next show, Evan?
Well, we usually do them on Tuesday nights at 8:30, but I wanted to come to this, so we'll do it tomorrow night at 8:30. But you can catch Highly Unqualified on my page, Evan Reeves, Tuesday nights 8:30. Sorry.
Y'all gonna build a actual Highly
Yeah, that's what we're
Unqualified
doing. My goal, crap. I think I'm a little shaken right now, Dave. The goal is to get a studio. I really want to get a studio, like in a loft, and like even Russellville. That way I can just dedicate it to creation content.
It'd make it a lot easier for if y'all are planning on bringing guests on. I don't know what y'all's plans are.
Do you have to set this and take this up every day?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so that's your issue.
Well, I don't. Since I'm a bachelor, I can just kind of push it over to the
So
side.
your dogs don't mess with it at all.
No,
Huh?
no.
See, my dogs, I'm afraid they can cord, and I got a baby, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you'd have to take it all the way down. A studio would make it easier. I wish we had a studio, but
Jordan's parents is renting a loft right now, and it's beautiful. High ceilings, like 14-foot high ceilings, but it's only 2 bed, 2 bath, and a kitchen and living room, kind of like this open floor plan. And I told Georgiana, I said, that's the goal. Let's just turn that whole thing into a studio.
it'd be neat.
I
I
would
think it
like
would
to
be nice to
monetize
have a
off
bigger-
this, dude. Like life-changing money. I mean, that's what I'm going for. I want to do it to the
I
full
mean, look at
extent.
look at friggin' Joe Rogan. He started out and he's like, they ain't no telling how much he's making.
I watch.
Everybody, there's a lot of other podcasters too. I mean, podcast is the new radio.
Yeah.
honestly.
That's where I get my news from.
Yeah.
Everything that I've learned about that I've told y'all was off a podcast. It's called Ninjas and Butterflies. They're out of Florida, and their sponsor is his dad now. So they had a little money to start, but they do one of these printing businesses, like T-shirts, et cetera,
Yeah.
and that's who sponsors them. So they don't do like the whole where they stop for 2 minutes and talk about an ad. They talk about themselves. So, but they've went from, I've watched them go from like, I come in at like 200 viewers, 200 likes on YouTube, to where now which is big, 3,000 before I can get my car on Friday morning. They release at like 6. Before I can get in there at like 7, they've already got like 2,000 views.
Yeah.
So
I mean, here's like I seen this the other day. It's like if you could get a lottery ticket for free every day, would you do it? Of course you would.
Of course.
Don't cost you a thing. That's everything on social media. Post on TikTok every day. It's the same thing as a lottery ticket. All it takes is one video, one podcast, and you blow up.
Blow up.
I mean, it just takes the one. You just got to keep doing it, though.
But I'm like,
You show up every
I
day.
do play a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like I played Fortnite for a year after I just got internet. Like last October, I think, or last November was my first year, or maybe this February was like my first year with Freedom Fiber. I was able to stream Call of Duty, Fortnite, and play with friends. But so now I have good internet. But I would like to do a Twitch because I love like RPG games.
Yeah.
And so I'm just a little nerd. That's what I like to do, along with the podcast. I want to make it a full.
Dude, there's freaking
Eight
look
to-
at freaking what's his name? The Tuesday. What's his name?
Sketch.
Yeah, Sketch. Look at him. He's making a killing off.
Killing,
of it.
dude, and just like that, dude. Just like that.
I mean, all he does is play football games. I mean, he's been on ESPN. I mean,
I know y'all seen the scandals. We won't get into the brunt of the scandals. Did you see it? Did you see it? It was supposed to say he solicited some weird stuff
Who?
before that sketch.
Sketch. I mean,
I'll
holler,
tell
make
y'all.
him holler, mate. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know.
It's probably something that it's nasty to talk about. We'll
Oh,
just
really?
say, yeah, it's rough. And you can see the videos, and I'm just like, oh, sketch.
So we got to look at it. We were curious. We can look it up later.
Yeah, and just not
knows
something
it's
y'all
wrong.
boys are gonna be like.
See, I didn't
Watch
know
and
about.
study. Let
I
me
didn't know
see.
about Sketch or the other kid, Jinxie.
Jinxie's blew up, dude.
I didn't know nothing about him until I just seen him on TikTok one day, and I was like, and then he, the Tuesday Sketch, he went viral doing that, and then now
My
all
wife
I
does
see-
it. She's like Tuesday, and she'll look at every special team.
What's up, brother?
Yeah,
You know?
what's up, brother? And just like that,
Everybody's
and then he
doing that.
announced
Well,
the pick for like the Texans, wasn't it? Yeah, he announced like one of their draft
Yeah.
picks for the Texans.
But it was kind of like the Hot Tour girl. It was kind of like a 15 minutes of fame type.
No, his
she
is
was in
long.
y'all's neck of
deal.
the
I mean, his is a lot
recently?
bigger, but he's not
Man,
like.
she didn't get no applause.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, she was at the Rock South. She came out, and I got friends that I didn't go, but we got friends that went. They said whenever she came out, like it was crickets, like they was embarrassed.
And she said, "There's a video of it." She said, "Welcome, let's welcome Jelly Roll and so." And nobody cheered.
But see-
And then she handed the mic back to Coleman Daly, which is one of the big people that does all
They
the
were
stuff.
like,
right now. And she was like, that lady that was doing Coleman Daly was like, "Let's hear it for Haley."
Nobody crickets.
Nothing.
But that's the difference between say somebody like Sketch.
Sketch
He's
gets
been
recognized.
doing it since he was in school. Like
Yeah.
he got kicked out of college. He had a pretty rough time coming up, but he always kept to it. And that's the difference between that. That's a lot of. I believe it. No matter if it's gaming, streaming, podcast, anything you do, as long as you work hard at it, one day you're going to make it. But that's the difference between that and 15 minutes of fame. Like if it's just a one-liner,
She's got to figure out something else to do. She's
going-
reached her peak,
and the
Maybe
more-
she can sing
really,
or something, but she's
like,
got to
when
do
I
it.
seen the video, like I said, I'm a bachelor. When I seen the video, I was like every other single guy. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, my god,
man.
that's my dream woman.
She
but the
just
more,
said that.
the more I see of her, I'm like, she really. Like, I'm not trying to bash her, but she seems like she doesn't have a good personality at all. Like she's kind of just plain Jane vanilla.
Yep.
So it's like I said, I'm not trying to talk bad about the girl. It was I'm glad she's cashed.
She's a
good
one-trick
bit,
pony as of
but,
right now.
She's like a one-hit wonder, pretty much. Unless she does something that's,
But as of right now, she's been on. We follow Barstool,
Yeah.
and that I think it's Zach. What's his name? The singer.
Right.
Something
Zach
is
Brown.
that what his
Brown.
name is?
Yeah. She was,
Something in the orange.
Yeah.
That's his girlfriend that does. She's on Barstool roster, and so she interviewed Haley, and
Yeah.
but I didn't watch it because I don't think it ever circulated. It didn't never get that big. Dude. Like,
I seen clips of it on TikTok, but
that was you didn't tune in to see what she had to say, did
I
you?
mean most of
and
it
that's
was
what you got
would
to
you
do.
hawk to her or not. That's the only thing I
Right.
seen. Like they
The best thing that come
out
out of that is if she don't hawk to it, don't talk to
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Like, oh my god.
I was in the mall the other day. It was tax-free weekend, and we was at the mall. I seen a shirt. I was so close to buying one. I was like, No, I know. I would never wear that shirt out in public. I can't. I got sort of a reputation to uphold out in public. So.
I did not know she was a bust at Rock the Show. I figured that was her niche,
No, nobody. There was no.
Did you go?
No, but there's video.
I told the only person we would have liked seeing. I'm a country music fan, but country music's not the country music was when we was growing up. Let's just be honest. That's like country alternative. Georgiana's a huge Jelly Roll fan.
You should go.
Like she calls them Jelly and Bunny. She follows them on Snapchat, podcast, YouTube. Like she loves Jelly and Bunny. And I said I would rather go pay just as much money to get seats at a Jelly Roll concert, just Jelly Roll.
He's coming to the BJCC in November.
Is he?
Him and Shabuzi.
Oh gosh, what a wild time! Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you
well,
do.
You heard the song. I forgot how it went.
I can't think of it. I got it on my phone, which is recording. But
what?
How's it go?
Give me any lyric and I can think of it.
At the bar.
Oh, the bar song?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to pull me another shot of
Yeah.
That's Shabuzi. Yeah,
Okay,
Shabuzi.
okay.
That's Shabuzi.
He's going to be there. Jelly Roll's going to be there. I'm probably going to go.
Man,
Because I've been to
Jelly Roll has a
I have been
wonderful
to
story. Like, I really
Yeah, he
think
does.
He
He is the real deal, if you ask me.
He's trying to
He's
change
not
lives
like a
though too. With it.
one-hit
Like
wonder.
Shabuzi's nobody, and he's taking him on tour with him, dude.
Yeah.
That's good.
I've been to a Jelly Roll concert. I went to the Huntsville, to the Mechanical Gardens, whatever it's called, mechanical, whatever. He puts on the show.
Does he?
Like,
I'm
and
sure it's good.
he's not just all about Jelly Roll either. He kind of like engages and he'll sing somebody else's
He seems
song
like if
and goof
this-
off.
Yeah.
He's not all just dead set, straight line. I'm
Yeah.
serious. Like he'll cut up and goof off, and he's like, I
Just
tell you what,
down
he'll
to
go
earth.
every time he comes through here, he stops at Good Hope, which I don't know if you know where that's at.
I know it's in Coleman County.
Yeah, he
It's
stops
off
there.
top
He
of the
stops.
mountain.
He stops there at
But
the.
you got the Zens. You need to try these jokes.
I have tried the Rogues, man, but I think I started off with the Rogue Cinnamons. Have you ever tried them? The Rogue Cinnamons. I think the cinnamon hurt. Like, the cinnamon hurt. I don't think it was, I done been zinning, but I tried the Rogue Cinnamons.
When did you start doing all that?
I picked up Rogue at Shows Outdoors, which was the worst experience of my life in my sales. Finish what you're saying, I'll tell you a little bit about that.
Anyways, he stops at Good Hope and goes to Waffle House. Like, name somebody else that's going to stop
Right,
in the middle of Coleman
right,
and eat at a Waffle House.
right. Yeah.
There ain't one.
I like people like that, dude. I
He's to the heart.
really
They're both
like
that way.
people like that.
If you ever like look into Bunny and like look into her story
Oh, yeah.
and stuff, she's just like him.
Georgiana's told me all of it, dude. When I tell you she's the biggest fan.
Like she was like what, an escort or something.
Yeah, she was rough life,
Yeah.
and
Was
then he was
Who
living
is this
a rough
again?
life. Bunny,
His
his
wife.
wife.
Oh.
And so they met each other, and I think that they'd almost decided to call it quits. But Jelly got in a bad spot, and I think that the girl that he had his daughter with was also not in a good spot, and he wanted to raise his daughter. And Georgiana said, Bunny said to him, she said, together or not, we'll get your life clean. We'll do whatever it takes for you to get custody of your daughter, if that's what you want to do. And ever since then, man, like, she helped him on his path to sobriety. She held him accountable, stood by him. And Georgiana loves the story. I mean, you know, Georgiana loves the story.
They're like, and then now they're like
That's pretty neat. That's pretty good.
loaded.
loaded.
Because you know some of
Yeah,
those, you know
funny.
some of the bigger, I mean, I say what it is. You know some of the bigger country music singers. Like, I don't know, of course I can't remember his name. He sings Goodbye Carolina. I forgot what his name is.
Oh, that's
Goodbye Carolina.
Marcus something.
Marcus King.
Yeah.
So you've seen him. Boy, ugly as the day is long.
Yeah.
Have you seen his girlfriend? Or soon-to-be fiance?
She 10.
But Jelly, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, Marcus King, bless his heart, he's got no facial hair. He's a chubby dude, so it's all just round. Like it would be me if I shaved my beard off, all round.
That's me.
And then he's got lamb chop sideburns, long stringy hair. But the man can sing and play guitar as beautiful as anyone. And of course, his
You can
wife
sing,
is-
can't you?
A little bit, yeah. I do a little bit. I do a
dabble,
little
you
thing. One of these
dabble
days, I
with
might make it music, man. You never, hey, y'all gonna see Evan on the up and up one day. But like, now Bunny was with Jelly before he got his start to fame, and I like to see stuff like that because you always be looking like Luke
you
Combs
got
or someone.
haters.
You're like,
You got haters on there, and they'll be posting. I'll see like TikToks or something. Oh, Bunny's only with him because of what he's made of and where he's at and what he's got to offer. I'm like, do they never like listen?
Listen to the story.
Because Jelly Roll has got like there'll be videos on there where he's like broke down on stage, talking about her, talking about their story before he's singing, or he'll just stop the show and starts telling his story. Like he's different. He's a different breed.
He's a different breed. He's a good singer.
He's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
Some
He
people
can
ain't got
talk
like
like
that.
we are and tell his story,
No.
or he can take his story and put it into his words in his song, and you will pick up on it
Yep.
and know where he's going.
And that's a special type of person.
And that's like old country. And we was talking. You just said, "Well, I go country's not country like you." It's not because it doesn't really tell a story. Like if you listen to like Hank Williams and some of them, like they told a story.
A Red Rag Top, which I didn't know what it was about until like 28 years old, and my wife was like, "Yeah, you didn't know that? It was about an abortion." I was like, "What?
Yeah.
I've been singing Red Rag Top for years, and I didn't know that."
It was a love song.
No,
She's like, and what's that other one that he sings with that guy Jelly did a collaboration?
Jelly sings with
fishing, the fishing story. And I was almost home. I didn't know that was about a dang homeless man until last year.
Yeah.
Jordan's like, that's such a sad song. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's so good to sing. And she's like, have you never really listened to lyrics? I'm like, no.
That's
he wakes up a homeless man.
Dude, I was like, what the heck?
He woke up a homeless man that was almost getting dead. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it was. Like, he was
freezing.
And
dying.
he wanted to. Like, the story was like, why did you wake me up?
Yeah.
I was almost dead. And
I would have been better off, pretty much. Like,
I didn't know that. I've sung that song for 15, 20 years now.
And that's kind of what Jelly Roll's songs. Yeah, they're a little bit more upbeat, and they have some of them have like the rock, I guess, every once in a while or whatever. But they still tell a story like the old country songs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most of them.
It's modern, but it's old school.
Yeah. Most of the newer countries, that's just the same lyrics repeated.
Yeah.
It's one or two verses and everything else.
There's a lot of Hardy fans, but like what I've seen of Hardy on my Snapchat, he's almost changed from like country to like
He's alternative. Like, he's
country rock alternative.
Well,
yeah.
when he first started, like, he was writing songs for people.
He started out with Morgan, didn't he?
He writes.
He was in
songs.
that video, that one big song about the fishing.
He writes Morgan songs, and he didn't just write just Morgan's. He wrote, from what I gathered, he wrote multiple people's songs.
We'll say he can put on a hell of a show.
But he does put on a show.
Yeah, it looked like he put on a go, but I wouldn't know if I'd call him country no more.
No, he's more of a R&B, pop.
But now,
He's almost a rock
what's
star. His
the
shows are
biggest
like a rock
name?
star.
You got some daughters. You do got daughters, right? Yeah, you got daughters. They love Taylor Swift. A lot of Taylor Swift is like known for making like her tour that just sold out.
Eras tour, yeah.
They were like, she had a packed stadium and 25,000 people outside the stadium listening to her sing.
There was people that would drive to the stadium just
And
to
cry, yeah, and cry
Not
that they
even
couldn't
go in.
get tickets, dude. But here's the thing: is
Then
to
they
me,
did that
she's
theater
not-
tour too. That theater
That's
tour,
wild,
and they
dude.
sold out. People going to the theater to go watch it.
And she whines to me a lot. But now, if you want to, I reckon there's some good on like HBO. There's a good story. Like, she was in the wrong. She had this blow up a while back with Scooter something. He's like a producer or something. And she had a chance to buy her stuff and turned it down. So Scooter bought it. So he kind of had to say. And then she used her fans, her platform to weaponize her fan base against Scooter. Well, now there's a documentary series that you got to search for. It don't come up on like HBO that tells both sides of the stories. And they say once you watch it, like your life of Taylor Swift will change. But to me, I don't think she's that great of a singer. I don't think she's a good performer.
I couldn't tell you one of her songs.
Yeah,
But she is wrote.
We're about to get a lot of hate on this.
She is a phenomenal writer. She has made $1 billion alone writing for Ed Sheeran. I mean, she's wrote 3 or 4 of his songs that went platinum, and so many other artists. She's a good writer, but I don't think she's a good singer, a good performer. And I would never ever pay those ticket prices to go see her.
She's there for the most expensive tickets you can buy. Like nosebleed section tickets are freaking outrageous. I don't care to go see her.
I'll go to another Jelly Roll. And my stepson, I guess, he is like all for Jelly Roll. Like,
Yeah,
like can sing his songs word for word, and he's 7.
I like that Teddy Swims.
Teddy Swims is very good.
And before, if you'd have looked up a picture and been like, "What's this guy's voice sound like?"
Yeah, you'd never.
I want to pick that out, buddy. But he's got a good bluesy, like he can sing, dude.
I tell you another one that's up and coming. That's the Red Clay Strays. Have you heard of them?
Oh yeah, Brody and my buddy Brody put me on them. It's funny because he just had a baby, and so his wife couldn't
They're
go.
actually
So
in
him,
Nashville,
his
right?
mother-in-law.
Really?
Yeah, we was gonna go, but we're gonna wait for. They're coming to Birmingham in September.
I reckon Brody said it's an amazing show, and he said they're all phenomenal, like instrumentalists.
They're from Mobile too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sang "Wondering Why." I think that is.
Yeah,
Oh, I've sung it a million times, dude. I'll just be in the car jamming, man.
Them and Zach Bryan's probably my top two favorite. But Zach Bryan, I've listened to him before, like
I'm kind of
Before he got
Cody
blew
Johnson.
up, too.
Cody Johnson.
Cody
I
Johnson's
respect
good.
him. I like a lot of his songs, and he can sing. Here's what I respect about an artist like Zach Bryan is he will use his platform to say what he believes in and what he believes. And I like an artist that does that.
You mean Cody Johnson?
Yeah, he sung.
You said Zach Bryan. I'm just clarifying. You meant Cody Johnson.
No, I'm talking about Zach Bryan.
Oh, you talking about?
Yeah,
Zach
I'm talking about
Bryan?
Zach Bryan.
I know Cody will get up there
And that's good though, because that means what you believe in, what you stand on, what you honor is higher than the money that they're going to pay you.
Oh, yeah.
When you're being pulled one way or another and you play the neutral party or try to play both sides, it's clearly about the money. So I like an artist that will, I don't care. I may not agree with what they stand on, but I like an artist that will stand on what they believe in.
Yeah. I mean, that saying goes is like, you got to stand for what you believe in or fall for everything.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, yeah, I do respect that a lot. Like, don't be just the puppet, you know. There's a lot of them like that. A lot of those artists, they're doing whatever. They're like a politician. They're doing whatever the people they're back. Their record label's telling them to do.
100%. And like I said, I'm down. Like I said, I don't have to believe in what you believe in, but at least you stand on that at the end of the day yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so, an artist that plays both sides of the fence, I think I kind of lose respect for it because you're like, you're really only doing it for the money and stuff. But I tell you, I'm a big. I guess to talk about performing, but switch shift. I'm a big like stand-up comedian guy.
Oh, I love stand-up.
I really want to go do an open mic. I don't know how good I would be, but I'd love to try.
You should go to I think stand-up live in Huntsville.
I literally watched them. And
I'd go. If you go, I would go. I wouldn't get up there, but I'd go watch you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I would probably fail. I got to have crowd engagement. But like some people are different. Like Cat Williams, he was a physical comedian. I've seen him with the stools and whatever else he could grab. Bert Kreischer takes his shirt off. We've seen him. I stayed an hour and a half outside a fence.
Have you seen the Netflix special?
I don't miss nothing. Bert Kreischer produces.
Yeah, hilarious.
I don't miss nothing. Me and Georgiana stood about an hour and a half outside in Birmingham when he came. She got tickets during COVID, right before COVID, and so it postponed for like a year and a half, and finally he came and we went. And I was like, there's his tour bus. I mean, it was from here to your house right there.
I know it's mainstream, but Kevin Hart's hilarious in person.
Kevin Hart is.
I went and watched Kevin. Now I seen Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock when they was at the BJCC. It was 2 years ago.
It's crazy about all the styles. You got roast comedians like that Kill Tony on the Tom Brady.
Oh yeah.
Have y'all listened to that story about how he wasn't invited? He wasn't invited at all, and he's always excuse me. He wrote for, y'all remember when they used to do the roast on Comedy Central?
Yeah.
He was a writer for other comedians to tell jokes. And so Tom Brady thing came around, and it was like 2 months before, and he's like, I got to get in on this. Like, this is my time to shine. I want to do this. And so he called, it was the white guy with the bald head, Jeff, whatever his name is. He's
Bezos?
Like, no, he was the guy. I don't think it was him. He was the guy over it, and he called him. He's like, hey, I want in. And he's like, I'll just have to say I'm just heading it up. I'm not really making the calls. And because he called him to see if he could help him write some stuff. And he's like, I'll be honest with you, Jeff, I'm trying to get on this. He said 2 weeks before it went down, he said, Jeff called him and was like, come up here and we're going to get your opinion. And he pitched his idea of doing that. And so from the time he was at the table, from the time that he roast, was all him. And so you got roast comedians. You got Bert, who's good at storytelling. But have you ever seen Big J. Okerson?
Mm-mm.
Big J. Okerson can command a crowd and get everyone engaged and never leave his bar stool.
Just sit there.
He'll sit there the whole thing, dude, and have you absolutely. He's also one of those, like, if you're insecure, you better not sit up front because he may point you out.
Yeah, and then there's also the music comedians too, like Rodney Carrington and all them.
Yeah.
It's astonishing on how many different styles of comedy.
You remember the Blue Collar Comedy Tour? Jeff Foxworthy,
Larry the Cable Guy,
Ron
Watt,
and
yeah.
then what was the other one? Bill Engvall.
Bill.
I think that's when I first fell in love with it. I
You
got
might
a
be
CD of
redneck.
it. Yeah, dude. I mean, that was so funny, man.
That was prime, like, when I was, like, that came out probably when I was, like, 6 or 7, 8 years old. And that's, like, I forgot what day it came on TV, but, like, every night it came on and you was watching it and you was just laughing. And like it was hilarious.
I'll sit there and watch them and be like, their style is crazy, dude. Like, I'll judge them, I'll grade them, and then that Kill Tony, man. So he's got it figured out. That is his podcast. He's been doing that for like 12 years, and it's in Austin, Texas, which apparently is the comedy capital of the world now.
Yeah.
But
Joe Rogan's been doing a bunch about comedy.
I didn't know he'd done stand up until his podcast. But Kill Tony, he has the one side of the street to where the audience and the performers, or the one performing and his judges are. He still does a podcast, so if you watch the podcast, it's a little longer than the clips we see on TikTok. But across the street, I think he owns the bar too. So he has these 200 people will come out and sign up if you want to get on there. And then he has them sit across the street in a bar, buying drinks, food, whatever. And then that night, he'll draw a name, and he'll have someone go get him across the street. And that's your 1 minute. You get 60 seconds to shine. And then if he likes you, he may give you a minute and a half. And then if he don't like you, he'll do a bear roar. He'll do a cat meow when it's your 60 seconds is up. If you've gone too far and he don't like you, he'll do a bear roar. And he will rip some people that have spent their whole life trying to make it. Oh, dude! Like,
sometimes though, that's what you need.
Yeah.
Though you need constructive criticism.
Oh yeah,
that's what you should just go down there to Austin. You should make a trip.
Dude, they would. I'm not saying they hurt my feelings, because I don't know if much hurts my feelings no more. But that pressure, I can't imagine like being just a normal dude, get your name put out of that hat, and they come and get you like, hey, they pulled your name, let's go. Dude,
you got to do it on the spot too. You know?
Yeah, the weight of it.
You don't know all the stuff going through your mind. Like, which joke should I tell? Like,
yeah,
you don't have time for.
How many people go there to sign up every time they do it, and how many people get their name pulled? I think he only does like 5 or 6 on a podcast, and then the rest of those people over there, I think he owns the bar, just making money, dude. Just making money.
That is pretty smart to do.
Like, that is wild. So I want to do stand up one day.
Have you written any jokes or?
No, I'm just like see, the issue
off
is
the top of
like,
your head type deal.
I got one, and I didn't got one joke. It's like a not joke. Do you know why they never made a pregnant Barbie doll?
Why?
Because Ken came in a different box.
That's pretty good.
I heard that. That wasn't mine. That's not original. No, I'm like, but see, that's
a lot of it's about presentation, though. Like,
yeah, a lot of it, like, we all still got time. Bert Kreischer is 60. Tom Segura is 55. They've lived life. Yeah, they've lived life, and I believe, like,
I don't know if they started older, if it just actually took them that long to get to where they're at.
Well, you got to have all these, like, the whole Russian story. I don't know if it's really true. I don't know if it's fake.
It's a what was that called? It's folklore, or nobody knows if it's real.
No one knows it's true, but he tells it so good every time that's his bread and butter. Like, he was known for that story.
I'm the machine.
Yeah, dude. But I mean, I also think that, like, when we get 40, when we got 10 more years, 15 more years down the road,
I think you just get to where you don't care.
A whole life of stories to tell. I bet y'all boys got some stories to tell.
All you gotta do is put a little twist, even if they're not like just laugh out hilarious. You can just put a little twitch or a little twist on them and make them.
Well, you also get, the older you get, the less you care.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
You just be like, you know what? Back in my day,
they say Chappelle is the guy in the comedy world. Like if he has a party.
See, I've heard like a lot of times, most of the time, like he don't even schedule a tour. He'll just show up. Like he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm in town." He'll hit up a comedian, and be like, "Hey, I'm in town. Can I open up for you or whatever?" He's like, "Hey, yeah, come on."
Bert was saying he's the guy. Like if he holds a party, and like he don't invite you, or he holds an event, he don't invite you, he don't really mess with you. And like he'll get up there. They say he's got enough money saved up that he'll get up there. He don't care. And the last one I watched, and he probably did it on stage, is he either got a vape or something in his hand, and he middle of jokes, dude, he'll just he does not care.
He had a cigarette when we went and watched him at BJCC. He had a cigarette, and the funniest part, he was sitting there middle of his joke. A heckler from the top stand, like nosebleeds, just hollers at him. He stops right in the middle of it, and he was like, What'd you say, dummy? And he was like, yeah, and he made some kind of joke like, yeah, you sitting up there in the nosebleeds. He said, you can laugh all you want. He said, or hate me all you want, but guess what? He said, I'm getting paid, mother.
yeah. And
Like just.
But they say he's the
guy. Of
guy
course, they kicked
for
the
real.
guy out of there, but it was.
Of course, I don't want to. But Kill Tony's like that too. He'll allow some hecklers, but it's his podcast, it's his show. Yeah. If anyone's going to criticize it, it's him or his judges. And I watched a guy like yell out at the crowd something while the guy was performing his 60 seconds. He stopped the guy, looked at him, and been like, "Don't you blink and say that no more." He's like, "You want to get up here and do it?" I didn't think so. Security, get him out of here. And I'm just like, he don't mess around. Like, he don't mess around. It's his show. He'll do what he wants to. Don't piss him off.
Well, Evan, we've been at it for almost 2 hours.
Hey.
So I think it's time to call it quits. Again, it's
Highly Unqualified,
Highly
baby.
Unqualified. We'll have to come check it out.
As soon as we get set up, y'all will be the first people on, man. This setup has inspired me, dude. So you'll have to give me, once we're done, give me like
what's
your list.
the other guy's name?
His name's Johnny.
Johnny. I wish I had another mic. I'd love to have both.
He works, bless his heart, dude. He works for the man, too. He works at Lockheed Martin.
He's a company man.
Well, he joined the military, went to Washington, went from there to Korea, and then back. And then once he could get out, he got out. But he used that to get a job at Lockheed Martin. And, of course, there's a bunch of scandals around Lockheed Martin.
Oh, yeah.
But he can't. He don't talk about much. He's one of those. It's like I really can't talk about it honestly. Like he's got a clearance, whole 9 yards, but he's just like y'all, hunter, kayaker. Yeah, he's pretty much just like
outdoorsman.
Outdoorsman.
I like
100%. He loved Washington. He went trout fishing. He went fly fishing. You know, he went to Alaska while he was up there, so he loves it.
I would love to go to Alaska, but all right, man. We're gonna shut her down here. Thanks for everybody listening.
Yes,
we will
sir.
see y'all later.
Ooh.